Ah, you are live. Hello, everyone. Firstly, apologies. The other tried to go live, but I was on another computer, and when I started, the camera seemed like it was working. I went to set up and everything. It says we can't find your camera, so it wouldn't let me, do it without the camera. I couldn't get past that bit, so I had to give up in the end. Hi, Jai. That was quick. You must be on that 5-minute alert that Forrest was talking about. It's good to see you anyway. Hope all is good in your world. I just want to talk about people keep saying they've got nothing, and it's crazy. I've never what communicated with so many people that no, I have no idea, and I have to believe that it's part of this chaos. These people can't really not see, not hear. Hi, Luck. How's it going? It's definitely good to see you here. Or read you anyway. Nobody will ever find it there. He's not talking about the place. He's talking about the word. As I have gone alone in there, and from there, that's it. That's it. That's it. That's all he's talking about. As I have gone alone in there, and from there, and nobody will ever find it there. Wherever the there was. And that's crazy that people make more than a simple statement out of it. No one will ever find it there. And yeah, you would have to agree. Doesn't matter who you are. And it's hard to believe that people are. Hi, Redneck. How's it going? Hey. Hard to believe that. I don't know what it's hard to believe. I was thinking about my wife then. Sorry. I'll get it off my chest. So, got the death certificate, and we're going to move forward with the church and the cremation. Try and get it out of my head instead of thinking it. Totally lost what I was saying. So in there, and people just, we've got nothing. You have to. Forrest said, if you get lost, go back to the beginning, and nobody's going back to the beginning. But the beginning that you have, or you should be thinking about, is the majority of people agree that Jack is not real. So why are you focusing on that chest that is not relevant? I don't get it. It's like you say he's not real, he's not real, the chest is just a law. You say all of these things, and then you focus on it, and it's just like, what? So, the screenshot was, people in a revolving door just stuck. And, the impression of more people just, coming in behind and trying to either get out or make it work. It's not going to happen. Just get out of the door. Go back the way you came. And either go out another door, because this door's not working. The door that you're trying to push open, this revolving door that you've been in, going round and round in circles, and now it's stuck. You've been round in circles, and Forrest said, I'm going in circles, or I'm talking in circles or whatever, and now it's stuck. So get out the door. Get out. Don't keep going in and pushing more. Get out. Have a look. Maybe there's something in the door. Maybe there's something that you haven't seen. Maybe you're going through the wrong door. But I don't know. And Forrest said, the kind of person that finds a treasure chest can't keep it quiet. That doesn't mean that person's going to blab. It just means that person, or it could just mean that person might have enough conscience to want to explain the miracle that's being done. That's what not being quiet could be about. You know, the kind of person that finds that chest can't keep it quiet, even though Forrest said, you know, shut up. It's like there is only, I don't get it. There's only one thought. There's only one thought process that goes into all the people that are in the chase. Just one thought process, and they won't change for nobody. But if you're smacking your head against the wall, or if you're pushing against that door and it's not opening, stop pushing. Stop pushing. Chill. Go back out of the door. Go back out of the door. Go back to the beginning, which is what Forrest said. And nobody wants to. Nobody's listening. They would rather forge ahead with the shit show they've created. They would rather forge ahead with it and make it worse for themselves than come back and take stock of what's going on. And that's crazy. Unless it's all, you know, part of this, you know, make it a, you know, riddle, enigma, blah, blah, whatever, you know, legacy. And I'm all for that. I'm all for that. But the stupidity of some people and the lack of conscience that they have, the downright rudeness of some people, I cannot believe is part of what Forrest had planned. There is no need for the rudeness. There is no need for all the other stuff. Apparently, we're all in the same boat. Now, I keep hearing words like, I'm frustrated. You know, I don't know what's going on. Nobody knows what's going on. Everybody's frustrated. Everybody's this, everybody's that. No, not everybody. No. Not everybody is frustrated. Not everybody is angry. Not everybody is all of those negative things that you think about the chase. Because I'm not. Davey B's not. And there are other people that are not. Nobody's waiting. Well, they're waiting, but not in the way that you're waiting. Calm down. Chill out. Get out of the door. Stop it. Stop pushing on a door that won't open. That was going around in circles anyway. Why are you in that door? That's crazy. Just come out of the revolving door that's stuck. Get your bearings and then open the door and walk through. Stop all the stuff. It's just weird. Thank you, Luck. I appreciate that. Makes me sad when people talk. But thanks, I appreciate it. Okay, those are pretty good. Yeah, I've seen it, and that's why, you know, I'm saying this. It's like, you know, don't know what's going on. We did, but and it's like, yes, you do. If you took the time to listen to people, you know what's going on. This Thrill of the Chase had a chest that everybody was drawn to. Everybody's drawn to this chest, but it wasn't about that chest. So let it go. Let it go. You will not get any answers focusing on that chest. It wasn't meant to give you answers, that chest wasn't. The poem was meant to give the answers. That's it. If you're doing anything other than reading the poem in any way that you think it should be read, I'm not saying I'm correct. I'm saying I'm getting answers and you're not. I understand things and you don't. Now, I might be wrong in those answers and that understanding, but I'm not where you are. No way. I am nowhere near where, nor Davey, where any of you are. And that's not being facetious or any of those positive words that I can't think of. That's a true state of the chase that we're in. People saying this is a state. Yeah, the shit show. You create the shit show. You never solved the Forrest Fenn poem. And now there's 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 people who have their own solve, which is nothing to do with what Forrest Fenn wanted. And that's why we have a shit show. And if you try to understand what Jack is about, you wouldn't have a shit show. Because you finished. It was your quest. Your quest, your creek. End of the chase for you. But you were asked to share in Forrest Fenn's chase, his passion, his adventure, and you didn't. You ignored him totally, and you did your own thing, and you finished. So now you wait. And Forrest told you would be waiting. He told you would be waiting. Now we are all waiting, but some of you are waiting because you found your own chest, which was the lure that Forrest Fenn put out, and you finished your own thrill of the chase, you got your own answers, made your own clues, and now you're up your own creek. Now, the way I read that poem is you are up your own creek, your creek. It was right for you. When you finish this chase, you were going to be up your creek without a paddle. You were going to be blarting. Everything in that poem is a prediction of how the chase was going to end after 2020, when Forrest said, think nice thoughts about me. That's me taking flack. Time to drain the pond, when Charlo came in. There was lots of information that said things are going to go a little bit south, but bear with me. Think nice thoughts of me, not turn on me, not, think I'm a fraud, not all of those things that everybody's doing. Forrest is going to make it happen, and he has to do these things. And these things are set up in such a way that you need to think nice thoughts. As bad as it seems, you need to believe in him. But you're so concerned about you solving the poem, in the fact that you got that chest, you can't see it. You're not prepared to let that chest go. Let it go. It's not about that chest. And if you took the time to listen to Forrest, you'd know. And now, and I'm not calling you out, Wallaware. I'm just saying, please listen to this, because, saying the same thing over and over doesn't seem to work. The statements about Homer Brown are true and correct. Look them up. 3 of them. Now you all know this one. If I told you the Homer Brown, you go right straight to it. Now that could mean you go right straight to the Homer Brown, or it was in reference to you will go right straight to the chest. Now that is a clue that you have in the poem that people assume, but a clue is a rule. And Forrest told everybody, I have 109 rules. And when one gets better, I move it to the top. Now you had a clue. Say the same things over and over, but I can't believe I have to dumb it really down. You had a clue that beginning where warm waters halt is the first clue, which is a rule. You were told it was your first clue. You were then told, if I told you the Homer Brown, you go right straight to it. So now that becomes a better clue. That becomes a better clue than where warm waters halt. Warm waters halt was number 1. But Forrest told you, if he gets a better one, that would go up. So now the Homer Brown, man, that's the best clue you've got. That becomes number 1. That's what you need to focus on. The Homer Brown comes number 1 because he said, if I told you the Homer Brown, you go right straight to it. You don't need warm waters halt. And he told you that. If you have the Homer Brown, why are you worried about warm waters halt? So bam, you go to the Homer Brown again. He then says, I don't know which order he said these things, but he then said, if you have the Homer Brown, if you know the Homer Brown, why are you worried about the blaze? So now the Homer Brown is better than the blaze as well. But if the blaze is supposed to be where the chest is, and the chest is at the Homer Brown, because Forrest said, if I told you where it was, you go right to it, the blaze has to go to the Homer Brown, which is at the top, which is where warm waters halt is. So now you have 3 clues, all in the same place. 1, 2, 3. Forget the others. They're talking about the place. I don't know how much simpler I can make it. I have quoted Forrest over and over. Granite Granny says, oh, you think you're some sort of guru, do you? No, I don't think I'm anything. I'm trying to explain. Forrest did not create a shit show. We, as a chase community, created the shit show. Forrest is making something happen. His quest still going. And you've all finished. And you're blarting and moaning that this is a shit show. It's not a shit show. It's not finished, but you have. That's up to you. But if you don't want it to be a shit show, stop your blarting, stop thinking you found a chest, stop thinking you solved the poem, and try to find out what Forrest is trying to make happen. Then it won't be a shit show. It's only a shit show because you made your own chase up, made your own answers, got your own clues, got your own chest, and think you found it, and you haven't. You haven't. It's that simple. You haven't. You have not found it because you're not listening. 3.5 years I've said exactly the same things and it's not getting through. I gave you the words. There is no way you're going to solve that poem. No way. Forrest said, I looked up all the words in that poem. If anyone thought they were going to solve that poem the way it was wrote, what the heck? No, Forrest looked up all the words. Words don't mean what you think they do. They obviously don't mean what you think they do because you looked them all up and he changed them to mean what he wanted them to mean. You can't find it as that poem is wrote, as you believe it, just like you can't be at 9 Mile Hole, as it is wrote in the Thriller Chase book. So is the poem. Now, you can deny it all you want, but if you don't want to be in the shit show, just listen a bit. Just take in what's being said. I'm not being nasty. I am frustrated that people want me to dumb it down even more. There's 3 statements from Forrest Fenn that said, the Homer Brown is brilliant. It's your best chance of finding something. 3 statements. And then he doubles down, trebles down, triple, whatever those words are. Little girl from India can't get closer than the first 2 clues. That means she's already there. Not she can't get past it, she can't get closer. She's already there. Not she can't get up to it, she can't get closer than the first 2 clues. She's already there. If you solve the first 2 clues, it's academic. If you solve the first 2 clues, you're 50% there, metaphorically speaking. What aren't you getting? I don't believe it. I have to believe that this is part of the chaos type thing because I don't believe anybody can be. Ugh, not listening. Hi, they get gone alone in the gasoline gap. And they go in the element I know it has to be because nothing else is as certain. Trust me, there's something certain. There is something very certain. Remember that there's 2 things going on here, maybe 3 things. There's a chest and there's a secret treasure. Now, you can't mix those statements that Forrest Fenn makes. You can't just do that and expect to find answers. You have to separate them. And then say, oh, secret treasure, oh, chest, and try to understand it. Don't try and put the 2 together because it's just, you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. If the chest is just a lure, using all them statements that Forrest made for one thing, no, you ain't going to do it. Well, you didn't do it. You didn't do it. It's good to see anyway, 5. There's so much troubles going from. It's hard for me to read this because the screen's pink, so you have to excuse me. By reason of F going alone in gasoline by way of using capitalised letters in the table. Done it. 5, it doesn't work. To do how the entirety instead of the cryptogram. Yeah, there's definitely a cryptogram in there, but it's not. Hi, Amy. Thanks for that. Thanks for the, that's the fact that you said, right, but the fact that you use that correct word, yeah, thank you for that. I hope I did send you a response, and I hope that your night went well, but you didn't get back. So Mary, I was going to say an answer to the poem for that says things like equals this because of this by way of this book poem. Yeah, so that's cool. I like that. At the end of the day, Forrest told you that all you needed was the poem. Now, those people say, I think I'm a guru and this, that, and the other. I'm just doing, paraphrasing of the things that Forrest said, but I'm trying to dumb it down in the sense that, it only means this. It's not difficult if you don't try to work too many things out or put too much into it. But if Forrest says you only need the Homer Brown in those statements, then you only need the Homer Brown. And that makes that more important than Warm Water Salt and more important than the Blaze. And I don't care whether you like it or not. I don't like a lot of things that are true, but they're true and I have to put up with them. Clues or rules. The Homer Brown is your best bet. And if you don't want to believe that, honestly, both hands up, honestly, I don't know what's going through your head. Look up all the statements regarding the first 2 clues and then tell me you need to work the rest of the poem out to find a chest. To find a chest. Everybody finding a chest found their own rules and their own chest. But to find the chest that Forrest is talking about, you need to understand them words. If you don't understand them words that are in that poem, no, ain't going to happen. And your quest, if it's on the right side of the page and it's your quest and your creek, no, that ain't going to happen either. It has to be on the left-hand side of the page. You have to understand that quest. You have to understand the Homer Brown. I was going to say it then. We're all brown. We're all brown. All of us. Why are we all brown? What makes us brown? Crazy stuff. Hi. Yeah, done that one. I believe. Oh, 5 believe. That's a good idea. Yeah. Marion, here to discuss. You're saying my answer doesn't jive. No, your answer jives. Every answer jives. Every solve is a solve that Forrest probably knew. And probably put in there by Forrest. I don't know how many were actually put in there, and some were just like people's imaginations. I mean, I've found a lot of solves in there. Your solve in there, Trusted, for Troy, Street, Bill, Dave. Those people that made their solves known, even Zozo in Montana. But then if I can find your solves in there, if I can find your solves in there, if I can find your solves in the poem without doing the stuff that you did, well, not you 5, I can find it without doing that. Even you, I can find your solve without doing the stuff that you did, the gasoline, the Mensa, the hydrogen, all of it. I can find your solve without doing that by using the words that Forrest Fenn used in The Thrill of the Chase. I can go by way of the dinosaurs without using any of that Mensa gasoline stuff. It's that simple. But I use the words. Now, what I show you is not necessarily my solve. It's my information that I get from the poem. You see, there is a solve that is so simple when you hear it and read the poem. No. Like, you just go, no. But that's it. That's it. It's done. It's that easy. It's done. It's that easy. That's the solve. As stupid, as plain, as ordinary. I don't know how many those sort of words. That's it, done. For the real chest, not your chest, for the chest that was hidden, that no one is going to stumble on. Now, if you've got a solve and your chest is in any of those 4 states where somebody could potentially walk, it's not there. And Forrest said, you won't find it where you're looking. Where are you looking? Begin it where warm waters halt. That's where you're looking. You won't find it there. Forrest tells you you won't find it where you're looking. So you're not going to find it there. And he wrote those words in the poem exactly the same as a 9-mile hole. So if he can't tell you it's 9-mile hole in the book, how can he tell you it's where warm waters halt in the poem? Because if he's wrote about it, that can't be it. So he's telling you warm waters halt, where warm waters halt, and you believe that's it, but you don't believe it's 9-mile hole. You don't believe it's the Madison. You don't believe it's fire hole. So there has to be something different in the words that Forrest used in the poem to hide where it is. And it's not where somebody's going to stumble on it, and it's not under that tree over there. It's not. It can't be. So if your chest is anywhere that somebody's going to, anywhere in those 4 states where somebody's going to walk, that's not it. It can't be it. Because somebody will stumble on it. They will. And the statement was a blanket statement. I know. Now, these aren't Forrest words. I'm just trying to it for you. Forrest is saying, I know nobody is going to stumble on that chest. That's an impossibility. along with all the other impossible souls you have. You chose all these impossibilities and ignored them. If your soul is in one of them 4 states and you can walk and somebody can walk, they will stumble on it. They will stumble on it. It has to be somewhere where no one's going to go, and somewhere where you're not looking, because you're not going to find it where you're looking. I don't know. Hey, Melinda. Sorry, I didn't see you come in. Everybody solve has a portion of the... Yeah, everybody solves. Any part of some is better than no part of any, Forrest said. Hey, Melinda. It's about one person. Not everyone. It's definitely about Forrest. I haven't come on here. I have never come on here from the very beginning to say, I'm the solver, I've done it, blah, 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 blah. That's not what I've said. I've said Forrest Fenn is an honest man, and what he did is real. It's true. The story is real. The treasure is real. It's all good. And you have to believe that. Not because I'm saying it, because Forrest said it and did it. And it doesn't matter who Forrest is, apart from all this bullshit that, Frank and those people start talking about. That's just, DB Cooper. I'm not knocking the soul, but I'm saying, look, if he's DB Cooper, they lose everything. If he's a shady person in his past, he's not putting a treasure chest out there for everybody to find so he can lose everything for his kids and grandkids and everybody else. That's not happening. It's not happening in nobody's world. You shouldn't even be thinking it. If this person did something dubious in the past, if it was Forrest Fenn, and you think he did something dubious in the past that's going to lose all his money, he's not going to put a treasure chest out there. That's just crazy, stupid talk. You shouldn't even be thinking it. Although it's in the poem as part of information, he aspires to do those things. He hasn't done those things. I'm missing all the chat. Hi, Nikki. Thanks for your comments. I do appreciate them. There are some good souls in the chase, and there are some not so good. Obviously, Amy, Nikki. I'm not just saying, well, I don't even know if Nikki's a male or female, to be fair, but I'm assuming female, but I could be wrong. But there are some nice people in the chase, and there are some bright, don't know if you're paid, silly people. My solution is in North of Santa Fe. Woohoo! Well done. No, Maddox's the winner. First person to actually get it in the mountains north of Santa Fe. Some of them don't even do that. Even though Forrest specifically stated. But again, hang on. Again, there is a chest. There is a secret treasure. There are no restrictions on the secret treasure. It doesn't have to be north of Santa Fe. It could be on the moon. It could be on Mars with, Elon Musk and all them sending stuff out there. Forrest probably said, "Here, while you're going out there, just take this with you, put it over there, no one's ever going to find it." And even that statement, there, he's just talking about the there that he went alone in there, the from there. That's the there he's talking about. He's not talking about a specific spot other than the spot, the there that was there. And yes, it's not 9 Mile Hole if nobody's going to find it there. But it's part of the everything. There's no big, obviously there is a big picture, but I don't know. People keep saying we've got nothing. I'm thinking, what do you mean you got nothing? Crazy. The treasure, not real. A fake was. No, the treasure's real. When you find out what the treasure is, you, especially someone like you, Five, you will appreciate it. You will appreciate it so much. The treasure is real. Someone like you will appreciate it. He's an honorable man. Absolutely, Linda. Yeah. And it is real, period. Yeah. I didn't need to say anything. You're saying it all. It's real. The story is real. The treasure is real. These people that have souls, they say they've got souls, but don't say nothing about the story. They don't say what the treasure is. They say they found a chest, which means they didn't solve the poem. Tell us about the treasure. Forrest wants to, read the poem. Read me what the poem says. He wants to hear the story. He wants to hear about the treasure. He wants to hear all those things that were put in there. And you're just saying, yeah, I found a chest with a simple solve. Granted, it's not simple. But the more intelligent you are, the more intelligent the solve would be. That's all it is. But you're all equal. Your ability to solve the poem gives you the poem solve that you have. The higher the IQ, the harder the solve. It doesn't make you correct. It just means that you're able to think of that and do that. But remember, Forrest said a redneck with 12 kids. You don't have to have a super special solve. I'm sorry, FF is not looking honest. No, but you're basing it on you finishing the chase. The chase hasn't finished. You found a chest. Dave found a chest. Bill found a chest. Street found a chest. Trusted found a chest. You all found something and think that's the answer and ended your chase. And Trusted will say, oh no, 478 days to go. Yeah, now it was so many days before and they came and went. And now you've added another load on. But at one point you found something. You see how that works? You keep changing your solve, getting new things, adding to it, trying to make it better. No. If you have the right solve, that's it. There's nothing else you can do with it. It's done. You have a solve, it's finished. There's no making it better. That's it. It's done. There's nothing more to do. You have the solve, it's done. But everybody's trying to improve on their solve and add more things to it and make it better and, get it proved by AI or whatever. But no, it's done. It was done in 2020. The chess part that you're all talking about. Now we're in the treasure part. You're all still going on about chest. Get out of the door. Get out of this revolving door. The person at the back and the person that's still trying to come in, stop. Let the others out. Start again. Because it ain't going to work. You can keep forcing on that door, and the only thing that will happen is someone will either faint or the door will collapse. Neither is good news. You won't get any good news by doing what you're doing. You will not get any good news by doing what you're doing. And I can't believe that people are still claiming what they're claiming. Just look at what Forrest said. Go back to the poem and look at what Forrest said. And if you're honest with yourself, you'll know within, I don't know how many statements there are. But I'd say with it, if you start with the first two clue statements and the Homer Brown statements, you can't admit your solve is correct. You can't, because you're just being blind. You can't. You need two clues. Two clues. You need two clues. That's it. Well, you need one really, but you need two clues and you're done. The rest of it, you're just making up. Now, nobody in the chase has solved the Forrest Fenn poem because nobody had it nailed down. If you don't have Warm Waters Halt nailed down, you have nothing. If you start with nothing, 9 clues later, what have you got? Nothing, except you believe it's the solve to the chase. It can't be. Logic dictates it can't be. It cannot be the solve to the Forrest Fenn poem because you started with nothing. You didn't have Warm Waters Halt nailed down. In your mind, yeah. No, it's not about your mind. Understand what Forrest meant about Warm Waters Halt nailed down. Get it nailed down, start at the right place, and understand the poem. If you make up your own Warm Waters Halt, no, you start with nothing. You end with nothing. Go home, play canasta. Understand the statement. Understand all of the statements. Now, I've given you the statements. I've given you over and over. I've told you the words over and over. I don't know what more I can do. And people to still say they're lost, it's beyond ridiculous. It's beyond ridiculous. And the person who fires that chest can't keep it quiet, not because they're trying to tell where it was, because they're trying to tell you, stop all of this. You're doing your own heads in. You're doing your own heads in for nothing. Listen to what Forrest said. That's all you have to do. Listen to him. Understand what he was saying to you. Not make up your own definitions. Those words he looked up in the dictionary. If you believe them words as you read them, you are shooting. Forrest Fenn looked up all those words. He felt like an architect. He built the poem. He crafted it. People think that these are just, words, but I crafted that poem. And you believe you can find it the same way you can't find 9 Mile Hole. It's beyond belief. It really is beyond belief. When you have information like that, I crafted that poem. I felt like I know that stuff's written in the poem. I know it's written in the poem, and it could be just because it's written in the poem. But even that, if you don't find it in the poem, you're not the solver. And Forrest said, it's to aid the finder, not the seeker. If you don't understand what's happening, you're not the finder. You're not the finder. If you have any doubts about Forrest Fenn, you are not the finder. You are so far from being the finder, you are out of the universe. In fact, whatever the farthest point is, the edge of the universe, whatever it is, whatever the farthest point is, that's where you are. Exactly where you are. Forrest is not talking to you. If you don't understand what's happening, he's not talking to you. And if he's not talking to you, you're not the finder. Because it's to aid the finder. Everything that Forrest did is to aid the person that was going to solve the poem. And I don't see how you can't see how that works. Everything that Forrest did is to aid the person that solved the poem. So if you understand what Forrest Fenn is saying, you've got a pretty good chance of being whoever did this. And again, I have not come on here to say that I'm the solver. Somebody could have done everything that I've done way before me. I am saying that Forrest Fenn, Major Forrest Burke Fenn, is an honourable person who did an amazing thing. Amazing things. More than one thing. More than one thing. And 11 things had to come together, or 13, 14, whatever the quote is, had to come together for this to happen. There was nobody around, not a soul inside, blah, blah, blah. All of those statements, they have to work. I cannot be the man from back. Solving the poem is difficult if you start in solving. No, it's impossible if you start in the wrong one. Solving the poem is difficult if you start in the incorrect where warm water's hole. Yeah, it's impossible if you're at the incorrect warm water's hole, in my opinion. You need all the clues. It depends what you... If you're saying for the chest, I don't think you need all the clues for the chest. But you do need all the clues. And you need to follow the 9 clues precisely. And those sort of things. There's more in the poem than that chest. And that's what you're failing to see. You just keep going on and on and on about the chest. But there's more in that poem than the chest. And that chest, you know, somebody says, yeah, we're entitled to something because Forrest advertised it in the book, you know, a chest full of gold. And it's like, there you go. You don't listen to what you're saying. You're saying he advertised a chest full of gold. That went to Heritage. A chest full of gold went to Heritage. But in amongst that, there was sapphires, diamonds, rubies, pearls, emeralds, blah, blah, blah. Duck egg, a goose egg, you know, sell the rest, keep the 2, blah, blah, blah. All of that stuff. It's like you make a statement and you haven't even heard what you said. How can it be just a chest of gold that you were looking for? How can that be possible when Forrest said all this other stuff was supposed to be there? And you're not even listening to it. You've seen the chest of gold that's in the book. It went to Heritage. The chest of gold that you saw in the Fuller Chase book. It went to Heritage. You saw it. It went to Heritage. And you're still chasing it, even though you know that there's supposed to be diamonds, emeralds, rubies, Ceylon sapphires, earrings, and all those things. You chase this chest of gold, even though there's other stuff, and you're not even thinking about it. That's crazy. That's beyond belief. I'm not angry with people. I'm frustrated at people that want to make this a negative thing. It's not negative. It's only negative because you're making it negative. The shit show is being created by the community, not by Forrest. You can't turn around and say, well, we were told we'll get a chest of gold, and then forget about all the other stuff that was promised. You can't moan about something that you've already had the end of. You've had the end of that. It's finished. It's over. It's done. It was the lure. It's done. Now you look for something else. So get out of the door. Stop pushing on that door that goes round and round and round. It's locked. It's knackered. All you're going to do is squash somebody or break something. Stop it. It's stupid. It's beyond stupid. And I can't believe that Forrest, whilst, you know, doesn't mind this happening, has put people in the chase that are just downright rude, obnoxious, arrogant, and all those things. Stop it. You're being stupid. Stop criticizing Forrest Fenn for the mess that you're making. You make statements that you were promised a chest of gold, and that chest of gold went to Heritage. So where's the other stuff? What was the other stuff? You don't even think about it because your mind is so fixed on you solved the poem, which you didn't. You couldn't have because you didn't have where warm water's hot nailed down. Now, if you have warm water's hot nailed down, explain how you have it nailed down, and your solve may be credible. And people say I'm being vague. I have been as honest as I can be without screwing this up. And as Forrest said, the type of person who finds it can't keep it quiet. Not because they want to tell the world where it was. They just want to tell the world, stop. You're accusing Forrest Fenn of doing something bad and he didn't. The shit show is yours, created by you, because you finished your chase too early. Forrest hasn't finished. The shit that you're talking about is created by you. Going from one influencer to another influencer to another influencer. And I don't know what the role of those people are. And I don't know how they're being manipulated. But I do know that Forrest is making this happen. In the sense that the end will come. The end is ever drawing nigh. It will come. And it's, people say, oh, it doesn't say that I'm going to be stuck up a creek with no paddle. Yes, it does. You don't want to read that, but it exactly says that. There'll be no paddle up your creek. Your creek. The one that you went up. It's yours and yours and yours and yours and yours. And you. Don't go hiding. You as well. You, and you. Your creek. Because you finished your quest. Got nothing to do with Forrest Fenn. Nothing to do with Forrest Fenn. And the paddle is not up your creek. Poop Creek. That's where you are. That's the creek you made. That's the show you made. And Forrest wrote about it in the poem, and you don't want to believe it. I'm sorry, I can't help that. I explain what the poem says. I read what the poem reads. And as far as I can see, it's factual. The story is real. The treasure is real. The reason the timelines change is because it can't be predicted. They can hope these things can happen. But something ends the chase. Something ends the chase. It's like saying, what's it like saying? The next time we see a green comet, we'll call it quits. Okay, everybody's finished their chase, but now we'll wait for a green comet. It doesn't matter what you do. You can keep doing what you do. You can keep saying what you say, but you wait for that comet. You wait for the comet. That's what will end the chase. Nothing you do will end the chase. Nothing Forrest does will end the chase. When that green comet comes around, it's over. You wait. Forrest said you'd be waiting, and you're not prepared to wait because you think you finished. You finished. You finished. Sit down. Grab a cup of tea. Wait for Forrest to finish. I don't know how many times I can say the same things and people not believe. I think I'm saying it simply. You finished. Wait for Forrest. It can't be any simpler than that. You finished and you weren't correct. Now you wait for Forrest. And then when it's finished, Forrest will tell you if you were correct. I'm pretty certain he will say, listen, you 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 people, you can't be correct. You can't all be correct. I'm pretty certain he'll say that. There's only one solve to my poem and it's only this person that did it or these people that did it. I'm pretty certain he will say that. But he won't say, yeah, you 50 people in different states, in different places, you're all right, you're all correct. No, it doesn't matter how good your solve is. It doesn't matter how good your solve is. It only matters if you have the correct solve. I just don't. I'm missing all of this, sorry. I'm really frustrated that I'm getting the same people saying the same things and it's all negative and they've done absolutely nothing to try and change the way they look at things. And it's like, keep pushing on that door. It ain't opening. And you joining them, coming from behind and pushing on the door as well, it ain't opening. And the only thing that's going to happen is you're going to crush the people at the front or you're going to break the door. Just stop going in. Nobody else go in the door. Those at the back step out. Let the ones at the front breathe. Those that have been overcome by the chase. And start at the beginning, which Forrest said. He told you were going to get lost. He absolutely told you would be lost. I find it incredible that you can't believe that, and that you don't go back to the beginning. You have to have Warm Waters Halt nailed down. You have to have it nailed down, or you didn't start. You haven't started. You wait for Forrest, but you haven't started. You have a finish. You're finished, but you haven't started. And it's hard to believe that people don't listen. I'm way beyond believing anything now. So I don't mind the waiting. I've said to David hundreds of times, I was expecting, a longer run till the end, the clump of a boot stuff. I'm expecting that. If Forrest can make it happen, the clump of a boot, blah, blah, blah. If he can make it happen earlier, I'm happy for him. Whoever the solver is, I'm happy for them. I'm trying to get people to realise, stop banging head against the brick wall. There's no need. You didn't solve the poem because Forrest hasn't finished. And if you solved the poem, you'd know that Forrest hadn't finished. That's how simple it is. There is no shenanigans. There is no fraud. It's not over. It's not over. So it's over when Forrest has his memory, where he takes that flight to even where memory hasn't been. And those things. And that's not over yet. So wait for that. It's just crazy. I mean, Jack has been proven. Yeah, but you still talk about Jack. It's a chest. That's a fake chest. A counterfeit chest that the poem tells you is counterfeit on the wrong side of the map. Stop going on about the chest. The chest went to Heritage Auction. The chest you saw in the Thrill of the Chase book went to auction at Heritage. I don't know how much more simpler I can make it. Stop going on about the chest. It was sold at Heritage Auction. You weren't supposed to be looking for that chest. Only a fool would have looked for that chest. And that chest has gone to Heritage Auction and been sold to make the hiding of the treasure happen. That chest is not the treasure. What are you doing? You make a statement about it being a lure, and then you carry on about it. It's not what this was about. That's crazy statements. Hey, Davey, and then he came in. I don't know. These people that want to prove that they solved the poem won't even acknowledge the fact they haven't got Warm Waters Halt nailed down. It's just crazy. It's just, or that, Forrest said 2 clues. And Forrest said, that sounds like 3 or 4 clues to me. You don't even know what that means. And you can say you found the chest and you solved the poem. You solved a poem with your own answers. Just, hi Newman, I didn't see you coming either. Sorry, I'm just, ranting. And he's saying some good stuff. Cheers, Locke. Thank you. That's not often people say stuff like that to me, so I'll appreciate that. I'll take that. I'll take that with me until my end of time. Ben said that Cynthia said that Charlotte said that Forrest said that front and answers are coming maybe this year. So the fun and answers can't be predicted. There will be fun and answers. I promise you there will be fun and answers. But the time of those fun and answers, unless Forrest has got a time machine or, the high hand and was told, given the tablets like Moses, unless that's the case, then Forrest knew exactly the day. Exactly the day. But each day that passes, I'm pretty certain that people are making efforts to bring to a close the proper chase, the chase that we should have all joined in. And the treasure and everything. And Forrest's legacy, Forrest's asterisk, Forrest's accolade. This is not about me, it's not about Davey, it's not about us. This is about Forrest making this happen. And this is about Forrest being able to say to you people, listen. You didn't listen. Actually, the chest was not sold at Heritage, so I'm wondering why you stream as if you nailed down the poem. Still, well, it was auctioned at Heritage, wasn't it? All the gold and everything was auctioned. I've seen it on Kaolazars. JBC has the olive jar. I'd say, yeah, something happened. Yeah, it sounds like a game telephone. He said, she said, blah, blah, blah. Look, the poem has the answers. I don't care what you believe. The poem has the answers. If you don't like the way that I read it, find your own way to read it. But it has the answers. And all you need is that poem. So stop doing all this crazy stuff. Try to understand why those words don't mean what you think they do. Try to understand the shift, drift, and adjust. Try to understand the please touch. Try to understand all of those things that Forrest said that were hints and, well, hints of riches new and old. Try to understand all of that. Now, you're waiting for the end. You've got nothing better to do. You finish your solve. It's all done. It's all nice and neat. It's great. Try something different. Go back to the beginning. Understand if you've got warm water salt nailed down. And trust me, it needs to be nailed down. Trust me. If you don't understand them words, you don't know warm water salt. Seriously don't. You will never find it in a million years. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. And Forrest saying, the kind of person that finds it can't keep it quiet. Not because they want to tell everybody where it is. It's because they want to say how brilliant Forrest is. It's not about claiming anything other than what Forrest did is brilliant. No, can't keep that quiet. If it is me, if it is Davey, can't keep that quiet. And there's no need to keep that quiet. And not to prove people wrong. I'm not trying to prove people wrong. I'm trying to say, stop disbelieving in Forrest. If your solve's done, there's nothing stopping you. There's nothing stopping you starting at the beginning again. Instead of being lost in the shit show, start at the beginning again with a different mindset and see if you can nail down warm water salt. Oh, saddle up and ride your pony. Nomadic man in the game of telephone. Let's start with Forrest saying, oh, can't catch it. I'm not going to run. Hey, Casper. Or your other name. I know what your other name is. Thank you. It's not my stuff, though. People keep saying, I'm talking shit or I'm talking good. But this is Forrest. I'm just trying to explain to people that these are the words that Forrest said. And you're not using them. You're not using them. You're not listening to them, and you're not using them, and you daren't put your soul up against them. You daren't say, what did Forrest say about the Homer Brown? What did Forrest say about where warm water salt? What did Forrest say about the first two clues? You daren't put your soul up against it and go, oh, can't be that then. You don't do it. But you've got so much time. You'd rather create a shit show than try to resolve the issue of the 9 clues, because that's what it is. How do you follow 9 clues precisely? Resolve that issue. Start at the beginning. If you've been wise and found the blaze, the information is in the poem, and nobody wants to look at it. I don't get it. The olive jar is the column of. I've seen that. It's not a column of 8, is it? Because was it an E? Was it a H? A H is the extra letter or something like that. But it's in the counterfeit side. You're not listening. 5 leaf. You can read the poem with a column of 8. Right where the column of 8 is. Right where the column of 8 is. Read the word counterfeit. That's what you all have. You have the counterfeit on that side at Heritage. If you can read the column of 8, you can read Heritage. You can read the counterfeit. You can ignore the chest. You can read that. It's just the lure. You can read that. Going back towards the chest. Ignore the lure. The chest is just the lure. Read it. It tells you in the poem about the chase. The poem talks about the chase. You could know about the lawyer's office. You can know about the gold in the lawyer's office and Starbucks and blah, 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 blah. You can read about the book in the poem. You could read where to look in the poem. You could read the information of where to look and what to find when you look there in the poem. If you read the poem, you can find My War for Me. You can find Totem Cafe Caper. You can do those things if you bother to read the poem. But you don't bother to read the poem. Your solve is finished. Just if you're a decent person, and your solve is finished, just try to give Forrest some credit and try to read the poem differently and find the information that you didn't have. Because I'm telling you now, nobody had Warm Water's Hot nailed down. You never had it nailed down. And if you didn't have it nailed down, you couldn't have started. You couldn't have started the thrill of the chase. You couldn't have started. Stay home and play canasta. You couldn't have started, find out why Warm is comfortable to Forrest. You couldn't have started the thrill of the chase if you didn't have it nailed down. It's that simple. And if you finished, more fool you. Because how can you start with that at the beginning? You can't. It's impossible. If you haven't got Warm Water's Hot nailed down, how do you then get a solve at the end? I've been saying the same things for ages. You can't finish that poem if you haven't started at Warm Water Hot nailed down. You can't finish it. So the only way you can finish it is make up your own bullshit. And that's why you have a shit show. Because lots of people made up their own bullshit. They all have different solves and claim they're the solver of the Forrest Fenn chase, which hasn't finished. A chest was found. That finished. Now a treasure has to be found. But you haven't found that. And you don't know what I'm saying when I say a treasure has to be found. You don't understand what I'm saying. Because you don't understand what the word found means. Look up the word found. You don't understand the words, so you're never going to solve it. And you don't understand what I'm saying when I say a treasure has to be found. I don't mean it has to be found. The treasure's been found. I mean it has to be found. You see how that works? I can tell you a whole load of stuff. And if you listen, you'll go and find out what that stuff is that I've told you. And if you don't listen, you will think that I've said something that I haven't. Who does that remind you of? Forrest Fenn, maybe? When he said something, you think he said something and you go, yeah, I'll do that. He never said that. They'll never find it there. I have gone alone in there and from there. You didn't find it there in the first place. How are you going to find it there now? I think that's simple. And if it is there, then it's not 9 Mile Hole. So what are you worried about? If they'll never find it there and it was found at 9 Mile Hole, it's not 9 Mile Hole. You know it's not 9 Mile Hole. But I can make a case for 9 Mile Hole, just like I can make a case for the cipher, 5-leaf cipher. I can make a case for Try the Wheel. I can make a case for Lost in Thought. I can make a case for the sonnets. I can make a case for Moses. I can make everybody's case. But guess what? It's not about us. Forrest will tell us that we're wrong. Even if all those things feel good and right, it doesn't matter how good they are. It doesn't matter. The chase hasn't finished. Forrest has not finished the chase. He has not been to a place where even memory has not been. His awareness took its first steps, yes. But there is no flight. That hasn't happened. When that happens, then you'll have an ending. When the green comet comes across, I'm just saying that it's not, what this is about, but you have to wait for it. It doesn't matter that you finished. It doesn't matter that you finished. It doesn't matter. It seriously doesn't matter. You have to wait for the end, the real end. And if you did do it, if you found that chest, and honestly, I congratulate you if you did it. If you did it, well done. That's awesome. And Forrest, I have no words for you, my friend. None at all. There is nothing that I can say apart from, nothing I can say. I didn't believe it's possible. If you'd have come to me and told me you could do this thing, I would go, no, nah, no, you're a stupid man. Go away. No way that could happen. Never in a million years. Even if you're telling me the end now, you told me what the end was at the beginning, I will go, no, no, you have a crazy idea that's not going to work. And how you think this will play out, it won't play out. That's what I would have said to him. Nah. I don't believe in myself. I don't believe in myself, but I do know there's too much evidence. And I do have faith in Major Forrest Fenn. I do believe that everything that he put in place, he made work. If that makes sense. And then you have to believe that everything that he put in place, he will make it happen. I think there was a make it work and a make it happen statement. I'm not sure. But those things have to, they have to fall in line. Therefore, if your poem system is, you cannot live on then I shouldn't even say. It doesn't matter, 5. I'm not even going to. You keep going over the same thing. Stop your solve. It's done. It's finished. Your solve's finished. It doesn't matter if I'm right or wrong. Find a different way. Find a different way. Try to prove Forrest right instead of trying to prove him wrong. That's all you have to do. It's not going to kill you. You're smart enough to do that. Try to prove him right instead of trying to prove him wrong. Because trying to prove him wrong, you're on a losing cause there, mate. You're on a losing course if you're trying to prove him wrong. The best thing you can do is try to prove him right before it's too late. If you don't know what's going on in the chase, you didn't solve the poem. That's all I can say. And the brown is you can find what do I know? Hi Newman, how you doing? I don't know what you know. I don't know what I know. I'm a logical man. If you prove me wrong, I'll be right here. I don't need to prove you wrong. You're not listening. I'm not trying to prove anybody wrong. I'm trying to prove Forrest is correct. I want you all to be correct. But that's impossible. It's impossible. You can't all be correct. I don't understand where that logic disappears from you, 5. I don't understand that. You can't all be correct. And your solve is no better than anybody else's. It's your solve. It's not Forrest's solve. That's what you don't understand. It doesn't matter how good it is. It's not the solve that Forrest Fenn wanted you to find. It's the solve for a chest that he knew you would find. And he told you, and this is the bit that I don't understand that you don't get because you're a smart man. I gave you this information, Forrest says. Here it is. The cipher will not lead you to the treasure. Okay, 5. You found a chest. You didn't find the treasure. Give it up. You found a chest. What does that tell you? It will not lead you to the treasure. What does it tell you? If you found a chest, you didn't find the treasure. If you didn't find the treasure, you didn't solve the poem. What does that tell you? You all made your own solve up that Forrest Fenn knew was going to be made up. You can't have it both ways. You found a chest. You tell me you found a chest. You tell me you found a chest. Dinosaurs, you tell me you found that chest in the book that went to Heritage. You're telling me that. Well, where's the treasure? What's the story? Why 2 people can keep a secret if one of them is dead? You don't know nothing about it because you haven't solved the poem. I don't know how much more simpler I can make it. Stop going on about a chest. Forrest doesn't want you to tell him about a chest, but you still say your solve gets you this chest that nobody's interested in. Nobody of importance is interested in the chest. That's crazy. Now, if Forrest has brought you on board to keep saying the same thing over and over and expecting me to believe you, that won't happen. And if you think that I'm going to turn against Forrest because your cipher solve was a brilliant solve, that ain't going to happen. Everything that's in the poem says what you people are doing, it's a shit show. And you will be crying over it. It's a shit show. But it's not Forrest Fenn's shit show. It's yours because you won't listen to reason. You won't listen to reason. And I don't mind that you don't listen to reason, but I do mind, which has died off a bit to be fair, that you keep saying that Forrest is a fraud. He's not the fraud, you are. You're claiming that you found the treasure because you didn't find the chest because the chest went to auction at Heritage. So you didn't find it. You found your chest. in your place that you made up. You found that, but you didn't find the chest. That's impossible. And the solve is only difficult, not impossible. It's crazy, people. I'm all in FFU. Oh, throw it party this. Well, you'll find out at the end, 5. I'm just trying to help you out. I don't care if you are 100% right. I don't care. No one's going to faze me. If they turn around to me and go, ha, ha, Mario, I was the one that solved it. That won't faze me. Because you solving it, great. Forrest made it happen. It won't faze me if I'm wrong. It won't faze me if I'm wrong. It won't faze me if you're the solver. But with all the information that I have, all the information in the poem, it tells me that's impossible. And if it's impossible, it can't be. It can only be possible if it's difficult. It can't be possible if it's impossible. That's just logic. Well, some deep thinking, but some logic as well. And some imagination. Some people got no imagination. It's not about proving anybody wrong. What was the message? No, I'm not trying to prove anybody wrong. Thanks, Neiman. I'm not trying to prove anybody wrong. I'm trying to prove that Forrest can make this happen. You know, I think I said at the beginning, we're all brown. We're all made from the same thing. We just have different amounts of it. You know, you don't understand some of the words and some of the things that Forrest said, but I don't know. I am shocked that so many people just won't listen. You don't have to believe what I'm saying. Go to the information that Forrest Fenn gave out. Get all of them statements and read them and see if your solve stacks up. Don't listen to me. Listen to Forrest. That's what he asked. Just listen to him and see if your solve stacks up with the truth. Not your truth, his truth. Excuse me. I've not heard it be all weird. It's not weird. Oh man, I give up. I give up. I give up. The shit show is created by the community. That's the only weird part about it. The shit show is created by the community who wanted to find a Jack Stoof. He doesn't exist. His name was Jonathan Stoof. You all know that it doesn't exist. You all know the chest went to Heritage Auction. You all know that it was bid on. You all know there was a John Collins Black who was supposed to have got the olive jar. You all know that. And you're still going on about a chest. But there's a treasure to be found. There's a poem to be solved. And no one's trying to do it. They're trying to create a shit show about a person that doesn't exist and about a chest that Forrest never mentioned, in the sense that what he was telling you was there's a chest with Ceylon sapphires, blah, 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 265 gold coins, this, that, and the other, all those things. Try and separate the fact from the fiction. This had to play out. If Forrest Fenn, let's say, Forrest wanted to take it with him. So what he does is he gets a chest, he puts it out there. He has some treasure that he wants to take with him. Now somebody finds the chest, boom. End of story, finished. Forrest takes the treasure with him. Chest has been found, Forrest takes the treasure. Nobody's looking for it because it's been found. What if it was found though? What if the treasure was found? So now the chest has been found and the treasure has been found. Maybe the treasure wasn't supposed to be found. But maybe the treasure was found as well. But the problem with that is it has to be found before you can find it. Excuse me. This for me has become sort of a... Yeah, I think you're fighting a lost cause because the chase hasn't finished, 5. You finished. That's it. That's it. You finished. Granite finished. Fendi finished. Bear finished. Willaware finished. Everybody finished. Treasure Poem finished. Doesn't matter who you are. You finished your quest. It's written in the poem. I don't know how much more simple he could make it. It's yours. He never said my thrill of the chase to cease. He said yours. He never said my creek. He said yours. And if you read it, You are up your creek with no paddle. If you read it correctly, you're up your creek with no paddle. If you read it correctly, a correct solve. There'll be no paddle up your creek. The creek you went up to solve your poem, your way of solving it, has no paddle. The end is ever drawing nigh in your solve. That's a true statement from Forrest before you did the chase. The shit creek that you're up is yours. Your creek. That's why you don't like the chase. Well, you wanted it when you thought it was real, but now you know it's fake, you don't want it. You made it shit, not Forrest. You're creating a fake solve and saying it's the real thing. It's not. Yours is the fake. His is not finished yet. Yours is the fake chest. Yours is the fake answer. I don't see how you can't see it. And I'm not saying it because I want to say you're wrong. I'm saying it because it's true. The chase hasn't finished. You can't have 60, 70, 80, 90, however many solves there are. You can't have that. That's impossible. It's impossible. You've all finished and you're waiting. That's the truth. Wait for Forrest. Hey, Luli, how you doing? I'm doing well, thanks. I appreciate the question. Really, it's because you too high or too low. That's because my path is too. I can't remember if I've thanked Colitis. I think I did, but thank you, Colitis, for your kind words and your respect. I appreciate it a lot, and it means a lot coming from someone as yourself, specifically because you're doing, some of the stuff that I was doing, and maybe not before I was doing it, but possibly at the same time. I don't know. And maybe started the ball rolling, if that's the right phrase. Not sure. People ignore the fact that Forrest talked about the bottle caps, and yet what it looks like in the poem that I do, they look like bottle caps. People ignore the ball string. What it looks like in my poem is ball string. Shift, drift, and adjust. What it looks like is I'm shift, drifting, and adjusting. Best able to adapt. What it looks like is best able to adapt. Touching. Yeah. Don't step on a crack. Yeah. But all those things I'm doing with Davey B. Now, we're not searching. There's nothing to search for. Everything is done. Since 2020, it was done. And now it's just happening. To the point in time that it happens. That's it. There is no fraud. There is no fraud. There is just, this is going to happen the way that it happens. And Forrest will be remembered. Forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. Now you think it's just about $1 million chest, put out in the Rocky Mountains. But you forget that Forrest created all of this. Not just about $1 million in the Rocky Mountains. Forrest created all of this. Brought everybody together. Brought these magical ideas, melded them into one. Created a poem that has a map in it. Created a poem that has a game of chess in it. Created a poem that has a game of cards in it. Created a poem that has a game of hide and seek. Created a poem that has all these things in it if you just bother to look. But you haven't bothered to look. You just went on your own chase. And for Forrest to do those things, and you people ignore them, man, it's heartbreaking. All that effort for what? So you could call him a fraud. That's just crazy. Absolutely crazy. Hence my frustration. What? Just beyond belief. Hey, Kiwi. Like I've said, that is information. There is a solve, which is not You know, it's not the crossword. Crossword has answers, or the word puzzle has answers, which is a cipher. I showed you the word cipher. If you look up the word cipher and you have to decipher the poem, then do what those words are. I find that simple. Decipher my 9 clues precisely. Okay, what's a cipher and how do I D it? Okay, these words are cipher. All of these words are cipher. Now take these words, bring them to the puzzle. What does that mean? Oh, I see that. I see that. I see that. Okay, how does that help me? Ah, if I move that, if I adjust that, if I adapt this, if I shift, if I drift, if I move with confidence, because I know that says that and that says that. If I do all those things that Forrest Fenn said, I'll have a chance of solving this. But in with that, I need a little imagination. I need a little imagination. In with all that I've done. But I also need faith in a maverick. And I also need to understand those statements that Forrest made. And that's how it works. But most people just went, I know where warm water salt is. You're not going to find it where you're looking. What does that mean? What does that mean? You don't know that in yourself. You don't know it. You never bother to try and find out. You don't know what having it nailed down means. You never bother to try and find out. You don't understand any of it. I looked up all them words. Every word that Forrest was giving us, I was looking up. Nailed down? What do you mean nailed down? What does that mean? Shift, drift, and adjust? What does that mean? Best able to adapt? What does adapt mean? I looked up all them words. All of them. Every single one of them. Every single word. Every single word. All the words in the poem and the words that Forrest was giving me. Careen. I looked up Careen. The elder. I looked up elder. Tail. Right. Tenacity. Passion. I looked them all up. Because I wanted to know what he was really saying. Not what I thought he was saying. What he was really saying. Tasuki's retarded. What? Tasuki's retarded like that. Ate all the mushrooms. What? What? I looked up. I looked up the words. What's he really saying? Did he really eat mushrooms? What are mushrooms? You don't know what mushrooms are. Look up the word mushrooms. You never looked it up. You never even tried. You never tried to understand Fenn speak. If you didn't look up all the words in that poem, you didn't solve it. I honestly believe that. If you didn't look up all the words in that poem, you didn't solve it. And not just the poem, in the chase. Plus, you need an insane amount of luck. Well, yeah, I'll go with that as well. Luck be a lady tonight. Mind you, did say alas, Dame Fortune never spun a fickle web or something. But you have to know about a fetish. You have to know about spine. You have to know about the widow's mite. You have to know about Minerva. You have to know about all of these things. All of them. Every single thing. Every single thing. Then you have to put it together. I mean, when I got an answer, I didn't know what the F it was. And I did go on the internet because I was like, what? www what? What? What does that mean? I'd never even heard about it. I didn't know what it was. I had no idea. No idea. I just put some words to get some letters together. I thought, what does that mean? And there's confirmation when you see the picture of the coin. You know what I mean? You look at a coin, you think, oh, and then you think, why is that an English coin? Why is there a Queen Elizabeth? You know, you start thinking all them things. I mean, the Blaze is Elizabeth, or could be. The Blaze and the I, Elizabeth. What does that mean? What does that mean? But nobody bothered to look. 5 fake coins. What does that mean? Didn't bother to look. You just took for granted that it's 5 fake coins, but what does it mean? Why are they 5 fake coins? What is a fake coin? What is fake? No idea. My apologies, David. Your rules of belief are not clearly defined. Well, as clearly as we can say without giving away the answers. The whole point is not to give up the answer. And whoever finds it will have to earn it. You know, if we are correct, why would we screw Forrest over and tell everybody what the answer is. That ain't going to happen. That won't happen. And somebody asked me very early, would I tell? And I said no. And it doesn't matter if I'm right or wrong. I don't care. If I'm correct or not, I don't care. I don't care. If I was really bothered about it, I would have already said, stuff everybody. I would have just said, yeah, this is what it is. Read this, see this, watch that, do this. It's not about me. It's not about Davey. It's about Forrest Fenn. And he will make this happen. And you will all eat crow. And that will probably be, my happiest moment. Because I'm a good teacher. And I am struggling for the first time not to teach, to get people to believe that I'm a good teacher. Because if you believed that I was a good teacher, you would follow the information that I gave you. And that is the most disappointing thing. I am a really good teacher. I really am. I can teach. Now, I've had to try and teach without telling you the answers. But if you were listening, you'd find the answers for yourself, because I've given you the method. I have given you the method, and I have given you the information. Those words that I gave you at the very beginning 3.5 years ago, you needed them. You needed them to understand this. And you didn't try. You didn't try. But I am really good. I'm good at teaching. And trust me, anybody who thought that I could teach, who believed that I could teach, would not be worried about the chase. Ever. Ever. I can assure you of that. I'm a good teacher. I really am. So if you want to go from being squashed in a revolving door, but people coming in behind you, keep pushing and pushing and pushing, because they think, it's going to make a difference. Just person at the front, just tell them back off. Go back to the beginning, start again. Believe in a maverick. Get warm water help nailed down. No. Solve the 9 clues precisely. Resolve that issue. Resolve the issue of the 9 clues. Look up all the words in the poem. You don't have to look up all the words, because I gave you them. So if you had my videos, go over my videos and wonder which words stand out to you. If you find those words, or if you find the word, you can find an answer. If you find the words, you can find the answers. And Forrest said, the S in answers or not in answers, doesn't matter. Why is that? There can only be one answer. There can only be one answer that's important. So it can only be an answer. But if you find answers, it ain't going to matter. But there has to be one answer that is important. So if you find the answers, there's only going to be one that's important to the solve. So therefore, even if you find answers, it doesn't matter. The only thing that will matter is if you do the poem like I do, you're going to be short on S. So you have to do it both ways. With an S and without an S. Because answer or answers, which one is it? So he said, no one will find it there, as I've gone alone in there. From there, it's no place for the meek. Don't go. Don't go where a 79 or 80-year-old man won't go. Do you think a meek person is a old person? Maybe 79 or 80? Do you think he was saying, don't go because I'm weak, or don't go because I didn't go past this home of Brown. I stopped at the home of Brown. It was no place for a 79 or 80-year-old man to go. So I stopped because I'm meek, I'm tired and weak, and I am meek, and I didn't go past the home of Brown. I stopped at the home of Brown. Don't go where a 79 or 80-year-old man won't go, because he is meek. But he wanted you to follow him, not go on your own path. He wanted you to share in his passion, in his adventure, find his arrowhead. See how it works. He gives you the information and hopes that you will follow that information, not make up your own answers. If you make up your own answers, you'll finish your quest and you'll wait for Forrest to finish. If you follow, then he's going to finish first because you're behind him. If you're following him, you're behind him, and then he finishes first, and then you can finish. But if you're the alpha, if you're not June, if you're Skippy, nah. No. You finished. You did your own stuff. And it was great. And you enjoyed it. Probably. But you finished too soon. Excuse me. Yeah, there's a lot of charlatans in the chase, apparently, Forrest said. But, you know, Granite seems to think, I don't understand the word. I don't understand the word charlatan. Now, that is funny. For someone to say that I don't understand words, considering all I did was look up words, including that word, for, you know, and Maverick, for someone to say that I don't understand the words, that's crazy. Crazy. I have looked up hundreds and, well, tens of thousands, probably, the amount of words that I've looked up. And I don't mean tens of thousands of words. I mean, looked up those words over and over and over and over and over to try and work out which words work and which words don't. So even if there was only, you know, 5,000 words, the amount of times I had to go over them and over them and over them and over them and over them to work out, you know, what tenacity meant, find what tenacity meant, then filter out the ones that it can't be. Oh, and somebody says, Granite, well, you said all you need is a poem, but you need a computer with a color grid. No, all you need is a poem, but you, Granite, need a computer and a color grid because I'm trying to explain to you what I had to do without a computer and a color grid. I have notepads everywhere of what I worked out when I was trying to rub out stuff and do it again and then keep one and do another one and keep one. But the only way that I could inform people about what I did was to get a computer and show you a grid. I didn't need it, but I did to tell silly people, stupid people who don't listen, what I did so they don't have to. You see how that works? You make silly comments. You make yourself look stupid to try and make me look stupid. No, all you need is the poem. But if you're trying to teach idiots how to solve the poem that you need, then you need a computer and a load of coloured letters. Otherwise, you just need a pad and pen. But then I say, well, I know what you'll say. Well, you need a pad and pen then, don't you? And you need some felt tips. But it's stupid. Yet you have no chest. Oh. I have no idea the ignorance of people. I've come into contact with a lot of people, and I've never, ever, again, I think it might be, you know, part of the act, never known such ignorance, ever. Hush. I would never have a chest because I wasn't looking for a chest. I found a chest, but I wasn't looking for it. So if I'm not looking for a chest, how the hell would I have one? And even if I was looking for a chest, the chest was at Heritage Auction. So for your ears only, Hush, because you have it very difficult to understand my English compared to your American, very difficult, never looking for a chest means I won't find a chest. And I certainly wouldn't find it where I was looking, according to Forrest Fenn. So if I'm not looking for a chest, I won't have a chest. And if the chase has not finished, I won't have anything. See how that works? I'm too stupid. Hush. Do you see how that works? If I'm not looking for something, I'm not going to have it. I wasn't looking for the chest you were looking for. So therefore, I'm not going to have it. Do you see how that works? Stupid. Do you see how that works? I'm not looking for a chest. Therefore, I'm not going to find one. See how it works? Get me the blue box from the cupboard. If you look for a blue box, will you find a blue box? Get me the blue box with the pencils in. There's a box in the cupboard. It's green, but it has pencils in. If you're not looking for it, you're not going to get it. I'm looking for a blue box. I'm not looking for a green box. How can you find something if you don't know what it is you're looking for? Unless, yeah, okay, yeah, okay. That's how. You didn't listen. You listened to yourself. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. You didn't listen to Forrest. You repeat the same things, which just shows your stupidity. Not looking for a chest means I will never, ever, ever have a chest. Not looking for it, I won't find one. And yet you say you still don't have a chest. I'm not looking for a chest. I will never have a chest. I agree with you, Hush. I don't have a chest. But I'm not looking for a chest. So how the hell would I have a chest? Are you really that stupid? It's difficult to believe you're that stupid, but maybe you are. Maybe you are. Shall I say it again? Not looking for a chest. I will never, ever have a chest if I'm not looking for a chest. I don't know how much more simple I can make it. All of this chase, I'm thinking, how much simpler can I make it? How can my English be translated into American to make them understand what I'm saying? I don't have a chest. I don't want a chest. I'm not looking for a chest. I never looked for a chest apart from the once that I've told you about where I went, Mario, you're a fucking idiot. What are you doing here in America? Looking for a chest. So I wasn't looking for a chest. Does that help you understand why I don't have a chest? Is there any way the information that I've just given you helps you understand why I don't have a chest? Just say it once more. I didn't look for a chest. I couldn't find one if I wasn't looking for one. So no, I don't have a chest. Son of a bitch. Because I'm trying to tell idiots like you that Forrest Fenn is not a fraud. You ended your own chase up your own shit creek. Stop calling Forrest a fraud and stop saying this is bullshit. The only shit is the shit you create by thinking the way that you think and not listening. That's why I'm here. Because maybe there are some people who are really trying to understand the thrill of the chase and not just miserable gits who seem to enjoy trying to upset people. You don't upset me. You just make me think, how can you be that stupid? Which is very frustrating. Well, I think whilst AI may be good, I'm not sure how much imagination AI has yet to help with the thrill of the chase. Nobody found it interesting. The court cases from the cipher Here See Me and Sander versus Old is AU and sold for auction. Don't know what any of that means, Frank, but I agree with you. Nobody found it interesting. You're right. Nobody found it interesting. Probably because I couldn't, they didn't understand it. All kinds of assumptions and relations. Well, yeah, that's true. People will never believe the truth. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I just find it hard to believe that people are that stupid. It's not. I've never come across it in nearly 30 years. Never come across people being that stupid ever, ever. It's not. I'm just pointing out the statements of Forrest Fenn, which to any normal person who wasn't blinded by gold will go, "Oh man, what do you mean? Oh no, I've done too much, haven't I? I've overcooked the poem. I've gone past the Homer Brown. Forrest said, if I told you the Homer Brown, you go right to it. So all I had to do was go to the Homer Brown, which was my Homer Brown. I need to find out what my Homer Brown was and try to understand why. That's all I need." No, they go, "No, Gracie, I want to go no place for the meek. I want to go to the end is ever drawing nigh. I want to go heavy loads of water high. I want to find the blaze. I want to do all those things." Why? Forrest said it's no place for the meek. Don't go there. Why do you want to do those things? Why don't you just want to understand the poem? Why do you want to do those things? That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Don't go where a 79 or 80-year-old man won't go. Is an old person meek? Could they be tired and weak? If they're meek, could they? Don't go where not because he's old, because he didn't go there. This 79 or 80-year-old man, he didn't go past the Homer Brown, so you don't go past the Homer Brown. Now you can say that he didn't say that, but I'm telling you, the information that Forrest gave you is saying, go to the Homer Brown. And he is saying the Homer Brown is important, so move it to the top. Like he told you in his rules. Well, if I got a rule that was important, I would move it up. So move it up. What's wrong with you? Just because begin it where warm water's halt was the first clue, if the Homer Brown is a better clue, then move it up. Go to the Homer Brown. If you know the Homer Brown, why are you worried about the blaze? Oh shit, I'll just go to the Homer Brown. The blaze will be there anyway, because the chest is at the Homer Brown. So now I can move the blaze up. Because I can move the blaze up with the Homer Brown. So I don't need no place for the meek. I don't need the end is ever drawing nigh. I don't need heavy loads and water high. I don't need none of that. It's like, to me, that's simple. If you have the Homer Brown, why are you worried about where warm water's halt? What? If I have the Homer Brown, I don't have to worry about where warm water's halt? Well, don't worry about it then. If Forrest Fenn is saying don't worry about it, don't worry about it. Use the Homer Brown, which means the Homer Brown is your best clue. Warm water's halt is now your second clue. The blaze is probably your third clue. What is wrong with people? These things are simple. Forrest gives you the information. You listen to the information. He says, well, if I have a rule and it becomes a better rule, I'll move it up. The Homer Brown is your best clue. It's your best clue. It's the only clue that you know is going to give you the chest. The last clue is the best clue because that's the clue that gives you the chest. You only need one clue. He gave you one clue. You only need one. No, he gave you two. He gave you begin at where warm water's halt was the first clue. And then he said the Homer Brown. If you have the Homer Brown, why are you worried about the blaze? No, if you have the Homer Brown, why are you worried about warm water's halt? If you know the Homer Brown, why are you worried about the blaze? The two most important things that you need, warm water's halt and the blaze, have now come redundant. You don't need them. If you know the Homer Brown, you don't need where warm water's halt. If you know the Homer Brown, you don't need the blaze. What the heck? I don't know how simple that can be. Absolutely don't. I don't know how many times I've told you it. I don't know how simple it can be. If you know the Homer Brown, warm water's halt. If you know the Homer Brown, the blaze. The Homer Brown is your clue. Use it. And then warm water's halt and the blaze, they have to be there. Because you've gone straight to the Homer Brown. So the blaze has to be at the Homer Brown and warm water's halt has to be at the Homer Brown. No, you can't be that stupid. Nobody can be that stupid. If I was in a classroom now If I was talking to people now, I would never believe that they were that stupid, ever. And they would understand. One clue, the Homer Brown. Now, I know you're American and I'm English, and if there are other people out there as well, but, Australian, but no, or Dutch. No. One clue. The best clue. Homer Brown is your best clue. How difficult is that? Homer Brown is your best clue. If you know it, to where warm waters halt. If you know it, to the blaze. But you know that warm waters halt and the blaze have to be there somewhere because the chest is at the Homer Brown. And I hear people say, oh, we've got nothing. What? He's given you all these clues. He's given you all of these hints. And you say you've got nothing. He tells you to go back to the beginning if you get lost and you'd rather force yourself into a revolving door. What the heck is wrong with you people? Now, if you're being paid, as I've said before, I would not be paid enough money to act this stupid if you are acting stupid. But if you're just not getting it, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I started out for ages, found, and I can't read nothing anymore. Tracking the Hi, MJ. I probably missed a load of people, so I'm sorry if I haven't said hello to you, because I'm just amazed that people don't listen. That's just the three things that talked about the Homer Brown that Forrest, highlighted. But then he said, solve the first two clues. You're 50% there, metaphorically speaking. 2 clues. Solve the first 2 clues. It's academic. 2 clues. People have solved the first 2 clues. Walk right by the chest. 2 clues. The little girl from India can't get closer than the first 2 clues. And you want to solve 9? What the heck is wrong with you? Stop trying to make the solve difficult and try to listen to what Forrest said. He says 2 clues. And if you know the Homer Brown, you're going to go right to it. What the heck? It amazes me. Use them clues in your solve and tell me that it makes sense in your solve. And then tell me why 2 can keep a secret if one of them is dead. And then tell me what's in the olive jar. And then tell me what the hairs are for. And then tell me what the story is. And then tell me all the things that I'm telling you exist in the poem. And I've showed you over and over that the information is there. And you could find it for yourself if you looked. And the person who finds that chest, the person who finds that treasure, whatever, can't keep it quiet, doesn't necessarily mean they're going to shout from the rooftops where it is. It means maybe they have enough about them to try and give that information to stop other people creating a shit show of themselves. Are you crazy? Yeah, I'm crazy. There's a song, but I can't remember how it goes. Crazy. Come on. There's lots of songs actually, but I don't know. I just it only gets you started way back at the beginning. If you have Homer Brown, you go right straight to speak with Homer Brown. A shortcut to the end. Yes, a very big shortcut. Like there, done, finished. But Terry Scamp with Marvel Gaze. Stay there too long. Blaze will bite you up the bum. It may be simple, but most definitely not easy by any. No, it's not easy. No, I'm not going to say the Forrest Fenn poem's easy. I'm saying what I'm saying to people, that's easy to understand. That's it. What I'm saying to people, that's easy to understand. There's no. I'm not trying to be awkward or clever or anything. I'm saying, look, Forrest Fenn said to Homer Brown, that's easy. Nothing easy about the poem. It's difficult, but not impossible. Hi, Tigger. I didn't see you come in. Like I say, I've been, shocked by the things that people say. So where's your chest, Mario? Well, if I'm not looking for a chest, I'm not going to have a chest, am I? If I was looking for a chest, then you could say, like, where's your chest? But if I'm not looking for a chest, I'm not going to have one. I have answers. Do you want answers? I have fun. Well, maybe not so much fun now, but I have answers. And I have given those answers to the best of my ability. And again, I'm not saying I'm the solver. I'm saying I have answers. And I'm saying that Forrest Fenn did a magical thing, doing a magical thing. He has not finished. You have. You're creating a shit show that's nothing to do with the thrill of the chase. And you'll have to wait until Forrest finishes, or the chase finishes, or something ends it, or however your mind interprets everything that's going on. But my mind says, I am following Forrest along with Davey B and anyone else who cares to. And as soon as Forrest finishes, we'll finish. Until then, we wait. Now, I'm not upset about Jack or anything else that's happening. Not bothered about the lawyer's office. Not bothered about the Far Too Soon video. Not bothered about walking Madison to the Long Flat Island, County Totem Cafe. All those things are in the poem. I'm not bothered about any of that. I'm not bothered about all that has been written in the poem that can happen in the chase. There was one thing that I was worried about, a usurper, but up till now, no evidence is needed to push that along or to stop that happening, or whatever the case may be. And that may come down to DNA or not, or just information known. So, that's still to happen. But other than that, chase is good. Thanks for the 31 people and for the 4 likes. I appreciate it. And again, I'm not doing it to make friends. I'm not doing it to make enemies, but I'm not doing it to make friends. I'm not doing it to get likes. I'm trying to ease the pain without, screwing the chase over, the overall big picture. I said I wouldn't say. That's whether I'm right or wrong, correct or not, I don't know. But I said I wouldn't say, and I won't say. It's not for me to say. This is not about me. This is about Forrest Fenn. And whilst I can't keep my mouth shut, I'm not going to blurt, the information. But I think, to the best of my ability, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I don't know if Forrest Fenn thinks that's wrong. He said, shut up. So, but I think everything that I've done is both to aid Forrest in not making it happen, because that's going to happen without me, in bringing people along for the truth and, the faith that he's able to do this. So I think I've helped in that sense, not to make it happen, because it will happen without me. It will happen without Solver. It will happen without anybody finding the chest in the way that you think that it is. It would have happened. And now, I think it's working well. I never would have dreamed that it would be possible. I never even knew about it. But it seems to be okay. Oh, man. Oh. It's the same idiots with the same statements. Why don't you just all come in together? Not looking for a chest, Granite, so I won't have a chest. The chase has not finished, so there is no treasure found yet. And you don't know what that means because you don't understand the words. Now, you who claim to know the words, look them up like I did in the Hippo word app, the thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of them, not the 30 or so that you look up. Look up the thousands and then try to read the poem properly and understand what it says. Don't come on here saying that I haven't got a chest and I haven't got a treasure after I've told you 100 times The chest is a lure, it's irrelevant, and the chase has not finished because you solved the wrong quest. You solved your own quest and you finished. Forrest hasn't finished his quest. You were supposed to share in it. You didn't. The shit show you created is what you're wallowing in now. So carry on wallowing in it. Anybody who believes in Forrest will know. He will make it happen. And this shit show, it's not his. It's yours. And people like you who are always in the gutter and treat everybody as though they're stupid and not realize who really is stupid. You see, you don't have a good word for anybody. Look in the mirror. I'm your mirror. And I will point out to you, you're stupid. You are stupid. You believe in you. You don't believe in the person that set up the chase. You believe your words are more powerful than Forrest's, and you didn't set up the chase. You believe you can solve that poem without looking up all the words, and you didn't set up the chase. Now, that rock that you crawled out from, I threw away because I want you out in the sunlight, and I hope it dries you up, and I hope you wither away. You're a sad person. You have nothing good in you. I was always taught, if you've got nothing good to say, don't say anything. You obviously missed that lesson. But at some point, Granite, hiding away like a little coward, at some point, you will find out why you're supposed to do that. Because it will bite you. And when it does, there'll be one person who will be glad that it happened. Crazy. I'm not looking for a chest. Not looking for a chest, so I won't have a chest. The chase has not ended. There is no treasure. And for the last time, because you are deaf, blind, stupid, arrogant, and ignorant, I have never said I'm the solver, you idiot. How does me coming on here trying to give you idiots information mean that I claimed I found a chest or anything? You see how it works? In your mind, you selfish son of a bitch, in your mind, you think I'm like you, and I'm nothing like you. Nothing like you. And I would never, ever, ever want to be like you, and nor my family be like you, nor my friends be like you. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not claiming to be the solver. I'm claiming that Forrest Fenn did something amazing, and you can't see it because of the type of person you are. Does that make sense to you? Is my English too much for you? I can make a whole lot worse for you. Trust me. There's no acting going on here, mate. There's no acting. You're stupid. I'm not trying to get anybody to believe in me. In Forrest, maybe, but not in me. And there's no acting. You are stupid. I'm not looking for a chest. I wasn't looking for a chest, and the chase hasn't finished. It's Forrest Fenn's chase, not yours. You finished yours. Sit down like a good little boy or girl or thing and wait for the end, the fun and answers that you know nothing about because you didn't solve the poem. Do you see how that works yet? Go to the home of Brown, you idiot. You don't even know what that means. You don't know what I'm saying because you never looked up the words. No, I have an answer. I have an answer, Granite, but you're not entitled to it. You'll get your answer, and I hope you choke. And I hope you apologise to Forrest Fenn when you hear the answer. You sad person. The game hasn't finished. The chest was the lure, not the treasure. The chest, man, I don't know how many times I can say the same thing. The chest that was gold was in the book. That went to the heritage auction. That was not the chest that Forrest talked about. If one's the lure, which is not what you're looking for, and the other is potentially with saline sapphires, rubies, emeralds, diamonds, and those things, did you find that? Did you see that? Do you know that? No, you don't. So why are you still going on about the chest that was sold at Heritage when there's other stuff that you were told about? Do you see how that works? The simplicity of it. Your chase ended because you went on your own quest and didn't listen to Forrest and don't understand what he's saying. So you're all lost. And he said, if you get lost, go back to the beginning. Now you are up your creek without a paddle. That is what it says in the poem. Whether you believe it or not, that is exactly what it says. It's your creek, your shit creek. That's where you are. No paddle. That's where you are. Forrest told you, and you went there anyway. Now the end is ever drawing nigh for you because you don't know what the answers are. And I've tried to give you them. You don't know what they are. I've tried to give you them and you won't listen. So keep bitching, keep moaning, keep crying, which is what it says in the poem. The end is ever drawing nigh for you. And you did finish your quest. Yours, not Forrest's, yours. So now you wait, which again, Forrest told you would. What is wrong with you? Do you not understand the English that's coming out of my mouth? No? Well, open your ears. Son of a bitch. You say the same things. It's like, why are you trying to say the same things over and over? My answers won't change. You can say, oh, you don't have a chest, because I wasn't looking for one. Oh, you don't have the treasure, because it's not finished. You know nothing about the chase. And I've told you more about the chase than Forrest told you about the chase. And I've told you that it's in the poem and it's been predicted. And I've showed you predicted stuff. But what I'm doing is wrong. What? All you have is your own imaginations, which is too much, by the way. Your own imaginations of fraud. But it's your fraud. You're the fakes. You didn't solve the poem. The chest you found was yours, made by the rules that you made up, the clues that you imagined, and the places you went, and you left the poem. That's the truth. You're the fakes. You wanted it when you thought it was real, but now you know it's fake. Did Forrest tell you in the book? Of course he did. Did you listen? No. Now you know it's fake. You don't want it? What? Hasn't finished. You don't have the original. You don't have the original because you're all fakes. There's no original. You're not in the thrill of the chase. You're not in it. You're in your own shit show that you're creating with all the fake stuff that you do. That's yours. You're not in the thrill of the chase. I'm sorry, you're not. The thrill of the chase is still good and fun. And fun and answers will come when something ends it. And that, for me, I can't predict it. I know it will end and why it will end. But I can't predict it because it's out of my control. I'm not privy to that particular information. You heard the answer. Hey, thanks. Same to you, MJ. Yeah, another trusted, another Troy, another street, same ball. It makes no difference. If you don't want to hear, you don't want to hear. I don't care. You can say everything that you want to say. It won't make any difference. It won't change anything. You're incorrect in your assumptions. You will find out the truth. That's all I can say. I wasn't looking for a chest. The thrill of the chase hasn't ended. Nobody has the treasure yet. That's how it goes. And again, it might not be me. It doesn't matter whether it's me or not. I don't know how many times I can say the same thing. I still have to say it because people don't listen. Happy Hearts Day. I'm looking for 12 disciples. Hey, Zozo, didn't know you were here. Granite Greenie, that's not true, Mario. I solved the poem and got to the end and found out that. Oh, man. Everybody solved the poem. And even if Forrest is a fake, even if Forrest Burke Fenn is a fake, the story is real, the treasure is real. See how that works? You got to the end of the poem and you found a chest. You didn't find a treasure. And if you did, and if you found the real Forrest Fenn, you didn't look in the poem for Forrest. But if you found the real Forrest Fenn, you'd know what the treasure is. No, they're not. I'm just telling the truth. They don't like it. And I like the fact they don't like it. But, it's frustrating that they say the same things. Oh, you're trying to start a cult? No. Oh, you didn't find a chest? You haven't got a chest? No, I wasn't looking for one. Oh, you haven't got treasure? No, the chase hasn't finished. The fact that you're looking for answers, I don't know how more plainer. The fact that you're looking for answers, Forrest wasn't talking to you. And Forrest was doing it to aid the finder, not the seeker. If you don't have the answers, you're not the finder. Not the finder, not the solver. Otherwise, sorry? Yeah. Okay. See how that works? You have no idea what was said. You don't know what was said because you're not the finder. You don't listen. What is wrong with you? Done to aid the finder, not the seeker. You're all screaming. You don't know what's going on. You're all waiting for answers because you don't know what's going on. How are you the finder? How are you the solver if you don't know what's going on? How many times can I say the same things? Now, what you're seeing is frustration towards idiots who look in the mirror and this is what they're going to get. What is wrong with you? You cannot be the finder if you don't understand Fenn speak. You can't be because he did it to aid the finder. And you don't know what's going on. So scratch you off the list. That goes for everybody who doesn't know what's going on. Everyone who does not know what is going on, scratched off the list. Because you don't understand what Forrest is saying. And if you don't understand it, he's not talking to you. I cannot be any more plainer than that. And I'm not trying to be nasty. I'm trying to give you the truth as politely as possible. But you keep saying stupid things. So if you want to tell me you're stupid, I will repeat it back to you. I am your mirror. You are stupid. You're stupid. Does it sink in yet? You're stupid. The things you say are stupid. You're not the finder. You don't understand what's going on. Why do you think Forrest makes the statements? Why do you think Forrest makes the statements? So the finder will... Exactly. So the finder will know what's going on. Forrest makes a statement and the finder understands. Forrest makes another statement and the finder understands. He makes another statement and the finder understands. And everybody said, it's a shit show! It's a shit show! Forrest made a shit show! No, you made a shit show. You. And you, sorry. You made a shit show. You don't understand what's going on because Forrest is not talking to you. Is he? Of course he's talking to you. You're just not listening, are you? You have no idea. Forrest is talking to everybody. Nobody got super secret hints. Everybody got the same hints. Everybody was spoken to. The information you got is supposed to come out when it's supposed to come out to aid the finder. Not to aid you shit show people. It's not for you. Fun and answers, that information, it's not for you. You're not the finder. You're not the finder. You don't understand it because you're not the finder. Are you getting it yet? You're not the finder, so you don't understand it. Are you getting it? To aid the finder, not the seeker. The finder knows what's going on. There is no shit show. The chase hasn't finished, but all those people who found a chest, they finished their quest. It's over for them. It's over. They want something, but they're fakes. They deserve nothing. They didn't earn it. The person who finds that chest will have to earn it. Or that treasure. Will have to earn it. You don't know what was said because you're not the finder. Do you see how it works? You are not listening. Even while I'm telling you, you're not listening. Crazy. Crazy. I'm missing all this. And I'll be going to. I thought you had knowledge and I came here to get smarter knowledge. You can get smarter. Go back to the beginning, which Forrest said. If you're lost, go back to the beginning. As I said before, you're all trying to go around one of those revolving doors and it's stuck and you're just piling in on each other. What for? What for? If it's not working, if what you're doing isn't working, then you're doing something wrong. So change your approach. If what you're doing isn't working, who do you want working on your car? Someone who's worked on cars for 4 years or someone who studied for 4 years? If it's not working, change your approach. You don't know the answers because you're not listening. I'm giving answers. I really am giving answers. I am so close to just telling you where it is as opposed to hinting where it is. And you should have got it. And I don't want you to get it, but I don't want to not tell you. You see how that works? I don't want to screw it over for Forrest. Forrest says the kind of person who finds it can't keep it quiet. Not where the place is. Not can't keep that quiet. Has to be honourable enough to tell people it's over. The chest was found. It was fake. There is a treasure. There is something more. And Forrest will make it happen. And he will be known for the incredible person that he is, or those incredible people. However, the two can keep a secret if one of them is dead. However that's meant to be known. However that comes about, whatever that is, however that's supposed to go down in history, that's what you should know. And you can know that. Trust me. Trust me, those two people, they will be known. You will know who those people are. Possibly, if Forrest wants that to come out. But you will definitely have fun and answers. Fun and answers. Pirate, how you doing? Is the very moment. But the simple truth is, the chase has not finished. Any solve out there is not the solve. The chase has not finished. It's not finished. Now, if you are the one person, there's only one of you. There is only one of you. There can only be one of you. If you are the one person that found a chest that let Forrest go, you'll probably get something. And if you're the person that found the treasure, you'll probably get something. But for everybody else who doesn't believe in Forrest Fenn, I don't know what you've got planned for you. Revenge is best served cold, he says. I don't know if he's talking about the solver or whether he's talking about himself. If he's going to get his revenge on you people who didn't believe in him, it's going to hurt you. You better believe it's going to hurt you. If Forrest Fenn is going to get his revenge and he's going to get it cold, it's going to hurt you. And if you're not on board with what has been happening, it's going to hurt. And I, for one, even though I've tried to bring you all along, even though I've tried to get us all to the same place, and, I'll hold my hands up, I've failed. I have failed. And I never thought I would. Never thought I would. But I've failed. Not to tell you where it is, because I was never going to tell you where it is, but to let you believe that Forrest Fenn has done something magical. He will make it happen. And that the shit show has been created by other people and not Forrest Fenn. And he warned you there would be a shit show. Think nice thoughts. Before 2020, think nice thoughts. That's me taking flack. He's pointing out this is going to get shitty. But believe in me, time to drain the pond. Believe in me, this is going to get shitty. But think nice thoughts. Before that find, everybody thought Forrest was great. Everyone. Every man, woman, and child thought he was great. And since the find, you turned on him. You're supposed to be wingmen, but you went behind, try to shoot him down. What? Crazy. I've been a miner for heart of gold. Oh, that song. Exactly my point, but that Davy B, he should be brother with correct answers. Rejection and subterfuge. Talking about me. Just admit it, very much I know. You know. Oh, fuck. Same people be helping others with. Same people, same shit. Listen, you don't have to believe me. I don't care. At the end of it, you'll have your answers. And I know, those people that are shouting the loudest, it ain't you. It ain't you. It's not you. It's not. There might be somebody out there who did it. There might be. I'm not saying there isn't. But I'm saying you people who are shouting the loudest, it's not you. You didn't find what Forrest wanted you to find. And you didn't find what he didn't want you to find. You didn't do it. Multiple times accepted Mary. You say just enough to be cute. You really know what you're talking about. The fact that you put wingman in there makes me think you're part of it, as I always think everybody's part of it. But with all of this, I could be talking to, billionaires. I could be talking to actors. There's a possibility, Elon Musk. Hello, if you're there. There's a possibility of amazing people involved in this. And, from the very beginning, I offered this to Fendi. What I found, what I did. Because he seems to be involved with those sort of people. I don't mix with them sort of people. Not because I can't mix with them, I can mix with anyone, but that's not my world that I live in. So whether you're a famous singer or a famous actor or a billionaire because of the imaginations that you have, and you're behind one of the 37 people here, I think it's amazing what's being done, and I will not jeopardize it for nothing. But some of the words that people use, just there's no need for it. There's no need for it. And I hope it is, just part of the chase, because, those sort of people I don't want to know. I don't tolerate those people in my own personal life, so I won't tolerate them, if I went over to America. Excuse me. It was all, hey Woody, how you doing? It was all in Colorado. Well, there's definitely a time capsule there. In the southern US are not far, but they will be somewhat shot by Hollywood. Well, who knows? Hollywood might have the last laugh. If you don't have a picture of you, I've never read that before, Zozo. The Psychiatric Association that's watching. Yeah, but they're only watching you, trust it. They're not watching anyone else. I'm not kidding you. I mean, they might not be, but they're definitely in the poem. And, I'm talking Fort Worth people mainly. I don't know. That's probably, those people probably were between them, trillion, not billions. Bill is in control. Bill is in control, not Forrest. Hello? Bill is in control, not Forrest. Well, actually, there could be something to that, if you knew what Bill meant. Trusty tried to steal Bill's soul. No, I think Trusty's got a good solve. Well, not a good solve. I think he's got a good timeline. In the sense that, there's a potential. His solve keeps changing, so I don't know what his solve is. There's a potential for a good timeline, but Forrest had a whole card. He may play it. If he plays it, you lot are going to get slapped over the head. I don't know. Me and David talk about it. The interview, 2004, November the 4th. 2004, November the 3rd, or 2003, November the 4th. 2003, November the 4th. Whatever it was. It's hard to not believe that, these people in chat, some of the people in chat weren't in that Moby Dickens, given those questions. I think the after chase is the real showing of where the searchers and insiders stand. Yeah, I know it's enough to do Bill solve. Bill solve ended. No, enough to do with Bill solve. No, do you think do I think the CIA watches? The CIA watch everything. I think if you have any trigger words, they'll know. They don't watch my channel, I don't think. They wouldn't learn much off my channel. I don't know anything, to be fair. I just follow what Forrest says. So my little bit of imagination, my deep thinking and stuff, that's all that I bring to this. And the effort, not giving up, doing the things that most people wouldn't do. But there's no smart there. There's just a loyalty, a devotion, that mettle and resolve that you need to find the answers, not a chest. I think if you went looking for a chest, you're screwed already. But Forrest said, decipher the 9 clues in my poem, follow the 9 clues precisely. So I tried to do that. I tried to do what he said, not look for a chest. I tried to follow the 9 clues precisely, decipher the poem. Where that took me, was up to the poem. I was not going to find a Where Warm Waters Halt. I was not going to find a blaze. I was not going to find a canyon. I was just going to see what the poem said. That's what I did. Tried to follow the 9 clues precisely and see where Forrest led me. No predetermination, no chosen state, no chosen place. Just what did the poem say? And you get lots of different answers, pretty much the same thing, saying the same thing over and over. Well, I think so. If Trusted stole Bill Soul, does that mean you stole it from Trusted? I don't steal anything. How can I steal anybody's soul? I finished in 2020. If Forrest was here now, he'd tell you. I sent him an email in 2020 saying I'm not searching. I'm not going to America. I'm not looking. I've finished my solve. I'm happy with my solve. I can't remember the exact words I used. I won't be going to America to prove it, because where it is was, you ain't going in there. Forrest may went alone in there, but I'm not. I'm not going in there. And I don't think I'd even be able to do that. Bill, if I'd have seen that you're the real solver in the poem, you know what I'd do? I'd do exactly what I'm doing now. I wouldn't tell you. I wouldn't tell no one. Even if I know that you're the solver, I wouldn't tell you. But what I am telling you is, if you didn't have Warm Waters Holt nailed down, it was your own solve. Wasn't Forrest. Wasn't Forrest. If you're following Forrest, you'll know what's happening in the chase. And if you finished your solve already and think that it's over, it's not you. Can't be. And that's not me being horrible. Hey, Ghost Dancer. That's not me being horrible. I'm just trying to say the truth. I'm not trying to say I'm better than you. I'm not trying to say, that you're worse than me. I'm saying here's information that leads me to believe, if you didn't have Warm Waters Holt nailed down, it's not you. If you don't understand what Forrest Fenn is saying, it's not you. It can't be. He makes those statements in order to prove who the finder is, without saying who the finder is, in my opinion. Mario has Tigger words or trigger words. Hey, back. You don't miss anything. I'm just trying to tell people that, just in case you didn't know, Amy, I wasn't looking for a chest. So I don't have a chest because I wasn't looking for one. Because I say, well, why haven't you got a chest? Because I wasn't looking for one. And they say, well, why haven't you got the treasure? Because the chase hasn't finished. And I'm not claiming to be the solver. So there's every reason why I haven't got a chest. There's every reason why I haven't got a treasure. And I'm not claiming to be the solver. So why do you even put that on me? Now, somebody may have solved it. I may be the solver. This is not why I'm on here. I'm on here to say, Forrest Fenn did something amazing. Believe that he has. Believe in the words that he told you. And his main words were saying, 2 clues. Just 2 clues. Otherwise, you go right past the chest. And his other was Homer Brown. If you can't accept that, I'm sorry. But if you put those factual statements together, you'll see it's true. If you solve the first 2 clues, 50% there, metaphorically speaking. Solve the first 2 clues, it's academic. Solve the first 2 clues, walk right by the chest. Little girl from India can't get closer than the first 2 clues. If you started Homer Brown, you go right straight to it. If you have Where Warm Waters Holt, why are you worried about? No, if you have Homer Brown, why are you worried about Where Warm Waters Holt? If you know the Homer Brown, why are you worried about the blaze? He told you where it was without telling you where it was, and you're not listening. Now, it can't be 9 Mile Hole because it's in the book. Well, it can't be Where Warm Waters Holt because it's in the book. It's in the poem in the book. And people will argue that, but he's telling you where it is, so it can't be there. If he's writing about a place, it can't be that place. So it can't be Where Warm Waters Holt as you know it. It has to be hidden somehow. Has to be hidden in them words. Has to be. So you're looking for Where Warm Waters Holt, but that's not what he's telling you. Because if it is, that's no different than saying, well, it's not 9 Mile Hole. No different. I don't care what you say, it's no different. Where Warm Waters Holt, 9 Mile Hole, same thing. Same thing. So it's not at Where Warm Waters Holt. As you understand Where Warm Waters Holt, it can't be. That is simple to understand. If you're not greedy, selfish, arrogant, ignorant people who want to be the finder of a chest. 9 Mile Hole, Where Warm Waters Holt, written in the thrill of the chase. It can't be 9 Mile Hole, it's written in the thrill of the chase. It can't be Where Warm Waters Holt, written in the thrill of the chase. It can't be, not as you understand it. So it has to be something different. So get your head out your backsides, go back to the beginning, get Where Warm Waters Holt nailed down, understand what that means, and try to solve the Forrest Fenn poem, because I don't believe you have. You started with nothing, you finished with nothing, because nothing was nailed down. You didn't have Where Warm Waters Holt nailed down, so you might as well go home and play canasta with Dave, man from the East, in the car park with Kent and Esther. No, just It begs belief that you believe that you have something when you started with nothing. You have nothing if you don't have where warm water's hot nailed down, and yet you started with nothing and you solved the poem. Start with nothing, second clue, nothing, third clue, nothing, fourth clue, nothing, fifth clue, nothing. You've still got nothing. You've still got nothing. Doesn't matter how good the solve is, you've still got nothing. That is not difficult to understand. You have to follow the 9 clues precisely. You didn't do that. You didn't resolve the issue of the 9 clues. You don't know what the 9 clues are. You've made up 9 clues what you think they are, but you're not 100% sure they're the 9 clues. You didn't resolve it, which is part of the Metlin resolve. You need to resolve the 9 clues issue. As I've said, June was not an issue, so she would help you resolve the issue. Jack would help you resolve the issue regarding bias. You were given information to help you resolve the poem, and you ignored it because you had your brilliant solve. But it's not Forrest Fenn's. It can't be. You can't have 60, 70, 80, 90 solvers. Impossible. You each have an individual solve based on your own intellect. That's all you have. And I'm not being horrible. I'm not trying to say you're wrong. I'm trying to say this is truth. It's the only thing that makes sense. You're in a shit show because you created it. You're in a shit show because you all believe you're the solver. That's impossible. If you weren't so greedy, you go, hang on a minute, this is impossible. There can't be 60 of us. There can only be one, and it has to be provable. If I tell my solve, people have to go, holy sugar. Is that it? Was that what it was? Nobody's doing that. Nobody's going to do that with the cipher. Sorry, 5, they're not. Nobody's going to go, oh, why didn't I think of that cipher? They're not going to do that. The child's not going to go, yeah, I'll just go along with that. Same with all these other, way wacky solves. I know a child would do word search. 100% they would do word search. Crossword, yep. Hide and seek, yep. Play chess, yep. Play cards, yep. Play chase, yep. All in the poem. Now, if you want to spend time with Forrest, do them things. Do them in the poem. Make a map. A good map. A really good map. An amazing map. Don't know how he did it. Don't know how he thought of it. Don't know how he put those words in that place. Apart from the higher hand, I believe that. But, no. One person couldn't have done it. Unless it just all went, like I said, 40 things had to come together. And they did. Same things. Believe what you want. Just same people, same things. You can see Tigger? How can you do that? Are you behind me, Tigger? Are you here? Hi. That thumbs up for me. Oh, cheers. 5 now. There was 4. Thanks, Casper. In fact, if you introduce yourself to Forrest multiple times, Forrest knows you. Thus, you are not the solver. Well, yeah, there is that. I did something about that the other day. At what point is it deemed that you know someone or something? It's created a cloud of unwilling drifters. Nothing is as it seems. 100% right there. The only thing that can be real, it's the only thing that can be real, is that everybody finished too early. Their solves don't reflect what the chase is about. It's the only thing that can make sense. Out of all the solves, if no one can prove their solve, out of all the solves, it means they're all incorrect because the chase is still going. Forrest hasn't finished his part of it. You all have solves to a poem that hasn't finished. That's impossible. Sorry. Trusted doesn't have one. Although his keeps finishing, then he just has a few more days on. Trusted doesn't have a solve that, not now anyway, that has finished. But the majority of you people have a solve that has finished and the chase hasn't. So go figure. The chase hasn't finished. Your solve has, but the chase hasn't. How can you solve a poem that hasn't finished? I don't know. I don't know. Am I a Tigger? Why are you questioning if you're a Tigger? Of course you're a Tigger. Tigger's a wonderful thing. You must be a Tigger. There's only one chest I found. It's here. It's getting bigger. 100% right there. The only thing that can be real is that I'd have to warm up to it first, though, MJ. I can guarantee it will, but nothing will be seen. I can guarantee it will. The chase is over. Bill got the title, so not sure why you're here. I am not sure why you're here. I'm here to say, believe in Forrest. Whether you got the title or not doesn't matter. Believe in Forrest. The chase hasn't finished. You may have the title. I'm bothered. I don't care who's got the title. I care that I don't screw it up. I care that Forrest makes it happen. I care that he finishes those books that he talked about, does the project that he talked about, becomes acknowledged for all the things it should be acknowledged for. You know, this, I don't know what it is. I hope he has a word for it because I don't know what it is. But this catalyst and all this stuff coming together, whatever that is, as the big picture, the whole overall miracle that's happened, whatever that's called, the accolades for that. Again, you know, it didn't need us. The chess was the lure to make this, to do this thing, and meld, you know, ideas together into one giant, I don't know, world-changing stuff. I don't know what that was. No, again, but projecting seems to be a common fault of yours. Carry on. Uh-oh. Have I said something wrong with someone else? Nothing as it seems, subjective to how it seems to each individual. Maybe it's exactly as it seems to someone. Yeah, I'm quite, well, not, obviously Forrest knows what was supposed to happen, you know, how it's supposed to happen, and he thought of everything that, you know, including all the souls that have been given, and doesn't want to know about chess. But, you know, I believe, I'm not bothered about the chase. Davey's not bothered about the chase. The chase is as it seems and where it should be, as far as I'm concerned. There is no fraud. There is no shenanigans in the sense that you believe it to be. There is just a making it happen to achieve the end game. You know about these words, the entity, blah, blah, blah. All these things will take place, and that flight will be taken, that memory will be had, and that's when the chase finishes. And you've all finished too soon, and you solved a poem that hasn't even finished, which is impossible, and you believe that you're the solver, which is impossible. But all I'm saying is, you finish your solve. You're not going to change it, or you shouldn't do. You're not going to change the solve, so look at something else. Just open your mind a little bit of imagination, you know, walk in Forrest footprints, listen to what he's saying, start again. You don't have to worry about your solve, it's done. You've got it. You've told people about it. So just do another one. Won't hurt. Start again, go back to the beginning. Said if you lost, go back to the beginning. Can't hurt to just do another solve. But, you know, this time, don't start until you have warm water salt nailed down. Don't start. Seriously, don't start until you get warm water salt nailed down. Don't try and manufacture a warm water salt. Don't try and do anything that isn't what Forrest Fenn said. But most of all, you don't need to go past the Homer Brown. You don't need to. You don't need to do that. And that's what Forrest said. So your solve needs to factor that in, whatever the solve is. But you need to resolve the issue of the 9 clues. If you don't resolve the issue of the 9 clues, you can't start. If you don't have where warm water's halt nailed down, you can't start. I know they're my words, but that's exactly what Forrest Fenn is saying in his words that you don't understand. If you have Homer Brown, why are you worried about warm water's halt? If you know the Homer Brown, why are you worried about the blaze? If I told you the Homer Brown, you go right straight to it. So if you Homer Brown, goes the Blaze. Homer Brown goes Warm Waters Holt. How does that work? Warm Waters Holt was your first clue. And now the Homer Brown is better. And the Blaze has to be with the Homer Brown, so both of them, they come up. So now you're looking at Warm Waters Holt, Homer Brown, and the Blaze. And then you work out the other clues. What could they possibly mean in regards to all of that? There is no subterfuge in sight, or something like that, whatever it is. Excuse me. Whatever that statement is. No subterfuge. In sight means there is some, which is the words. You understand the words. Forrest looked up all the words. Why aren't you looking up the words? And I gave you the words. I gave you the words. I gave you them. I looked up all the words and went, well, it can't mean that word. As at the same time. At the same time, I have gone alone in there. What? As doesn't mean what you think it means. So I looked up all the words that as could mean, all the words that I could mean, all the words that have could mean, blah, blah, blah. And I tried to read the poem differently using the different versions of those words, the synonyms. Because words don't mean what you think they do. So why would I read it as I think it means this, as I've gone alone in there? Why would I read it as that if they don't mean what I think they do? And that's no different than finding 9 Mile Hole in the Thrill of the Chase. Because that's how he wrote it, with those commas, with those full stops, with those exclamation marks, question marks, whatever. That's how he wrote it. So if he's telling you it's where Warm Waters Holt, that's literally telling you where it is. It can't be that. It can't be that. It can't be that. Because where Warm Waters Holt equates to 9 Mile Hole. There's no difference. Where Warm Waters Holt, that's where you've got to go. 9 Mile Hole, that's where you've got to go. I went to where Warm Waters Holt. I went to 9 Mile Hole. What? I hope Bill really enjoys it. I wouldn't even get my sponsor in just okay. Reason why Jesus took to Britain because the apple doesn't fall. So then once it's found, it's out of my hands. I don't think the solver is taking advantage of the title, so I am. Go for it, GDR. Yeah. But again, whoever the solver is, it's not about the solver. As far as I'm aware, until you're Braving in the Wood and Forrest hands title over, it's still Forrest's. I know he says, once it's found, it's out of my hands. But it's only out of his hands once he gives title. That's how I see it. It's like, I've still got title, I've still got title, I've still got title, I've still got title. Oh, you've got it. So it's a, the treasure has a title, which means it's not that chest. That's just simple logic. The treasure has a title, so it's not that chest. Yes, text on the map. Oh, Redneck, you did. Looks like April, you might hold the title right now. Does it? Oh. That will change soon. God, these people that know more than me. It just so happens that these people are actually doing other hunts. And Ben's right, I don't know why you just go back to the beginning. Forrest isn't going to have a chest and just go, there's a chest, 11th century, Middle Ages, whatever. There you go, without going, I don't think so. So made in France. Might as well have said made in China. I had the title to Golden Content. Yep. and they ran with, I don't know what that says, ran with them. I ran with them. Well, I'm going now. I appreciate everybody coming in. I'm sorry, I don't want to believe I'm the solver. That's not why I've done this. I want to believe that Forrest Fenn is still making this happen. If you solved it, you finished too soon. It's that simple. Chase isn't over. Chess was found. The making it happen, that hasn't been done. And when it happens, something will end the chase. That's it. Solver gets the name, solver and the location. It was solved by Turtle. Oh, we can say Turtle Duck. In the mud. Oh, he's starting to sound like Brent John now. Was that the referee Santa Fe? Good night, Mary. Good night, Nikki. Thanks for all your words and joining in today. Third date you mentioned. What raffle? K-Pro and Mike have been riding on Forrest Chase coattails since the capital gains are all they have ever been concerned about. Thanks, Eze. Good stuff. As always. Admit I don't know squat about what's going on behind the scenes or how the chase will all play out, but it sure seems like something's coming. Something is coming sooner rather than. Thanks, Casper. Always enjoy you here. So I like, nice people, considerate people, friendly people. No, Zozo. Date of email. Charity raffle for digging who lost the house in the California fires. Gotcha. See you, Newman. Good night, yo. Yeah, get some hearts going there. Oh, my hearts are gone. Well, I've got no hearts. Oh, I can't see any hearts. Oh, no. It's this blooming screen. I can't see it. Which one's the hearts? Does anyone know? Is it the top one? Just up. Yeah, it's top one. I can't see them. I'm just smacking on. What's the next one then? No, it's still doing hearts. Oh no, faces. I'm doing faces now. But hearts and some flowers. Any girls and men if they want flowers, or him, they, them, what. What's the next one? Can't see it. I'm just smacking. No, nothing. Oh, more flowers. Oh, 100%. Okay, thanks ever so much for watching. Like I say, I'm not trying to make friends. I'm not trying to make enemies. I'm just being me. The chase hasn't ended as you think it's ended. It's not a shit show as you think it's a shit show. Forrest hasn't finished, but everybody else has. I think they have a solve to the Forrest Fenn chase, which is impossible because it hasn't finished. So if you've solved it, it's your own solve. You didn't have where Warm Water's Halt nailed down, so you couldn't have done. You didn't resolve the issue of the 9 clues, so you couldn't have done. And if you start with nothing, you end with nothing. I'm not claiming to be the solver. I'm claiming to be somebody who's found information that says Forrest Fenn is making something amazing happen. It hasn't happened yet. That's why there's a timeline. The timeline is dependent on the something, and unless that, can I make it happen? Unless that happens like it's supposed to be, then it can happen. That's as simple as I can put it. I can still see the chat. Something guy, can't read it. The chat, something guy, wasn't in the chat. Like me, Frank. Cheers. Thanks, for Frank. It's always a pleasure to see you in here, wondering what you're going to say, but you've been cordial. I don't mind listening to bad information as long as they're not swearing at me and insulting me to give me it. Oops, so it just started. Oh, that's the best laugh I've had for a while, Hercules. Thank you for that. I'm in a place where, you know, laughing is not a commodity, to be fair, but you know, I've had some today, so thank you, each and every one that's made me laugh. I mean, it makes me feel guilty, but at the time it feels all right. I believe Mike. You know why I'm laughing, Hercules, don't you? The chase is what I need to be. Okay. I'm back. I'm just going to, sorry, not because you're here, but you know, past my bedtime. I think I don't even know what time it is, but probably past my bedtime. How many in this chat have a Halo? Uh-oh, Halo down. I used to know somebody with a name like that. Oh my, was that you, Tigger? Were you Halo? All my theories. Yeah, like I say, with regard to those theories, I just think same with DB Cooper. If you're a villain doing illegal things, I don't think you're going to put yourself out there for everybody to know. With the result of that being everything gets taken off you, your family, wealth, you know, going all the way down, all gets gone. If you're a bad person, then any money that you earn, gone. So I can't believe that Forrest, you know, was a bad person and would, you know, allow that to happen because he's going to make sure his family looked after. Thanks, Trusted. Do that, don't Tigger. Do? I don't know what that meant. Hope the best for all the searchers. May all your finds be golden. Thanks, Woody. I think the same. I just wish more people believe in Forrest, and you know, if you finish your soul, start another one. You know, it won't hurt, but don't, you know, until you get warm water salt nailed down and, you know, follow the 9 clues precisely and do something different. There's a calling that doesn't fit over your head, Kent. Now I understood what he said. So you calling me a hey pirate? Yes, pirate, calling you a pirate. And we're calling Express Redneck, and we're calling Tigger, that she thinks a rooster. So thanks everyone. See you, Davey. See you, Trusted and Tigger and Redneck and Pirate and Woody and Ghost Dancer and Five and Smoking Joe and everybody that's in here. I appreciate you being here. Blimey, 40 people. Have you got nothing better to do? Thanks for turning up. Thanks for watching. Take care. Start another solve. Just, you know, your solve's done. Just start another one. See where it takes you. But remember, you know, begin it where warm water salt, 9 Mile hole. Why can't it, if it can't be 9 Mile hole, it can't be where warm water salt in the way that you think it is. Ciao for now. Take care. Have a good night.